Man, the weather outside is frightful. Dang, that weather outside. Islam family, my apologies for running so late. We're kind of getting some nasty weather here in Georgia. Islam. Yes, ma'am, Islam. Yes, I'm about to teacher. I'm about to go live. Can I call you when I'm done? All right, thank you. All right, peace. Islam. Choo, choo, choo. We're gonna get some guests on here. I have been I've been playing with this AI thing today, y'all. I've been having a ball with it too. It's been really amazing. I sure have. I have been playing with this AI thing today. So that's why I'm running late for real, because I just couldn't put it down. I've been having a lot of fun with it, learning how to operate it. Really cool, really cool. I'm discovering some really cool things about it that I'm really enjoying with working with it. Islam. I hope you guys are doing good. Happy Holy Day to all the Moors, to all the Muslims and Muslims all over the world. Happy Holy Day to you all. I know the title of my video is When It Returns Back to You, what will you do? Like, what you gonna do with it? Do you know what you're gonna do with it? It's a serious question to ask yourself. Do you know what you will do with it when you get it back? Do you know? Do you understand how it's returning back? Do you understand the powers that so-called be are returning it back? Islam, how are you? And are you gonna know what to do with it? No, serious question to ask. Islam, how are you doing, brother? That's good. That's good. Is it? It's hot in Georgia too. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's gonna be 100 degrees for the next 4 days. Pretty much. Yes, we are totally made for it. Totally made for it. We sure are. Yeah, so I had came across something, and not that I didn't know, but it's just more it's just solidifying more how things are giving back to us as a people. But how will we handle it, and will we be ready for it? You know what I'm saying? It's my biggest question. Um and do we really recognize it? So will our numbers impact the fact that it's coming back to us? The Moorish tea? I don't, but I could probably get you some. Oh, we would love to have the ingredients, right? We would love to. For some reason, I guess the people that made it did. I guess they didn't leave. Leave the recipe. Yeah, it is an ancient Moorish secret. Ooh, and that stuff as well. But I can find out from my teacher. I could truly find out for you and see how maybe you could get some or order it from somewhere. I'm thinking you might still be able to order it from somewhere. I'm just not sure where. All right, I got you. I'm gonna sure enough be on the lookout. So any of my Facebook Moors, If you see this video, let me know if you have any access to teas and compounds, to the Prophet's teas and compounds. We have people in Arkansas that are looking for it. And so we want to make sure that we are able to link them with the right people. That's what that's about. Yes, yes. I sure will. And even if not, I'll just ask some other people that I know to find out if we can get you some.
Yeah, and it was a tornado in St. Louis, and some the more down there was affected.
Oh, really? When?
I don't know when, but I think that's the GS. He just texted me earlier today and was telling me
That
there
there
was a
was a
tornado
tornado in St. Louis.
St. Louis, like 8,000 houses.
What? Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. All right. I did not know that. All right. And you said St. Louis. And this happened today?
I don't know when it happened. I heard about it today from a brother.
Oh, all right. All right. Whoa. It's been some, this weather is something. We're getting a lot of thunder right now, a lot of thunder and lightning right now. So I don't know what that's gonna do, but it's been very hot today, extremely hot. So I could truly understand how you're feeling. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about the way we are with the energy that's going on. And my dear sister, I'm waiting for her to come on here if she's able to, because she was going to talk about the alignment of the planets again too, and how everything's aligning to where even when you're looking at the energy that's going on, things are having to do with government and finance and all these things that are going on, power being taken away and given back. So the prophet said that it would return back to us. And so, just like you're saying with our family in St. Louis or any other place, whether you're more is abroad or here, we're a family and we need to know that. So, um, but it's important for us to be positioned to be ready to receive back what belongs to us too. So it came out of the vault of the FBI. I don't know if you've seen it, my brother, but it is. I'm gonna try to pull it up, but I can't pull it up on TikTok. But I'm gonna pull it up over here on this screen. So even if I have to send it to you, um, I will send it to you in the thing. But I'm gonna read a portion of it. But then it also, when I went to read about when it's stating in here, I'm gonna read something from that also. So in this, it's in the FBI vaults. So you can go to vaults.
Yeah, I know about that. I know about that.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. And this had to do with the. I seen a brother do a video about it, so it made me like read about it, but it just was very interesting to know the energy that's moving too, how it like is so related to what's going on. So it has to do with the Christian identity movement. Did you read that one?
I thought you were talking about the temple FBI stuff.
No, I read that too. Yeah, I read that too. I read that too. No, this is and when was this, in 1980 something? That this was It's called the Christian Identity Movement. So in it, it's talking about, it pretty much is kind of giving inside of how, of course, how they usurped and took everything, right? But it's saying that it's given to the, of course, pale skin race, the nations. of Europe. And in it, it states, this is actually there, identity also states that Jews were neither created by God nor did they evolve. According to this view, the Jews are the children of Satan and the enemies of God. During the period before God's creation of Adam, Satan interbred with the races of color to produce the Asiatic Jew and the black Jew. The white Jew was created when Satan interbred with Adam's descendants. The Jews are often referred to as the children of darkness because they are the children of Satan, and there exists a battle between them and the white race, the children of the light, for supremacy on earth. So in it, it's talking about identity, right? And so it's talking about the nationality of the people, and it keeps naming Asiatics, keeps naming Asiatic Jews, but it's saying that they literally were like in here. It's just showing where they literally said, okay, yeah, we're over you, we're the superior race, and we just took it on to say from a hold on, there was something else I wanted to read in here before I even made a comment on it. Hold on. So it's talking about how they brought the Bible and biblically how they, switched everything to make it all Christian, to where they erased anything that had to do with us. But this is just the proof to show that they used certain documents too. So it says God's documents were like the Magna Charta and what is that called? Hold on, let me get to it. It was a pretty interesting document. It's not long. It's not long at all, but it had a lot of information in it. If you go on there and just read up on it, States. Hold on, where is that part? Come on, I had it. I had it too right before I came on here. Now I done lost the part I was in. Hold on. There was a reason why I wanted to do this video. Now I can't even find the part. Um, so saying like the Adam and Eve story was a lie is pretty much telling you all of these things. Like all of these things that they put out was just a lie, just a plain out lie in order to get over economically, mentally, like in every way that they could. They just laid it all right here in this little document right here. Because where it came from, he was saying in here it says under the identity, these concepts were changed to the view that the United States is the true Israel. But furthermore, other racist concepts that are based upon biblical interpretation have been added to those of British Israelism by the advocates of identity, because these interpretations are speculative. Some functions of identity may be more racist than others, and individual interpretations of the same biblical passage may differ. So, okay, it's coming up. I know it's coming up. Where is that? Come on. Yeah, okay. And then it states in this other part where it says identity in the U.S. Constitution. Identity contends that the Bible is the basis upon which the United States was founded. This theory is in keeping with the view that the Bible contains God's law for governing nations and governments. These laws, however, are only meant for God's children, that is, Israel. Identity teaches that throughout history, God has given to his chosen race important documents that contain his law concerning nations and governments. These documents include the Magna Carta of England of 1215, the Mayflower Compact of Massachusetts in 1620, and the Declaration of Independence, the American colonies in 1776. So when I went to even read the Declaration of Independence, it pretty much, I mean, it's just like things are right in our face all the time, right? But we just refuse to read it for what it's worth, to know that, in all honesty, the more you look at it, it never was really taken from us. We just pretty much gave it up and never fought for it again, just never decided to stand for what really belonged to us in the beginning. Nobody was against us and nothing was really against us. This was all mental. Because as I'm reading through here, I'm just saying to myself, wow, through this, just through some words, just through a pen, just through saying something, just took everything away from us that really was never taken away from us. We just never fought for it. We never fought for it. Islam. So I love how the prophet brought all these things to us, even in a language that we can understand. So then when we understood our language coming from what the prophet left, then we can go in and understand the languages of the way they put things in words. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just so beautiful to see that, because then as I was reading in the Declaration of Independence, and I don't know, have you ever read the Declaration of Independence, brother?
Yes.
You have? And what did you find in there that might have sparked your interest or that was interesting? Do you have one like around you that you can look at right now?
Yeah, I keep it Constitution Declaration of Independence in my pre-K. Uh, first of all, well, that's the part. When you do a declaration, that's part of the trust.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta understand that we're dealing with a trust and who are playing and how we do it. And oh, this document came from the Iroquois Confederate. And father, he did a covenant with Christianity, the original document. He stamped it
Mm-hmm.
with his hand, and basically kind of joined Christianity and Islam. Like they're not supposed to be warring like they was really going by this paper. And what the people saying is true. These people cosplaying
Yes.
of us. You know what I mean? And the Declaration of Independence was just partially. Oh, what is the Declaration of Independence? A group declaring that they got their own trust over here, independent from the British Moors over there in England.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what, you know, they just declaring that they sovereignty. So, uh, in a sense, that's what the prophet did for us as Moors with our divine constitutional bylaws, traditional laws and all of this. And so when we proclaim our nationality, it's like
Mm-hmm.
you're making a declaration
Islam.
for your family. You know what I'm saying? For you and
Okay.
your when we do it right. And so uh that unity thing that the prophet got up there on our stuff on the divine constitution and bylaws, that the
Uh-huh.
unity.
Yes.
If you look that up, do you have a Black's Law dictionary handy?
Not in front of me, no, I don't. Mm.
That's my like this.
Nope, I don't.
Anyway, it talks about the definition of unity has to deal with estates in joint tenancy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were folks. Hold up. Because Black's my dictionary.
Uh-huh. I do want to read some of it too, but just let me know what you're about to
I'm
do.
just going to read the thing for the definition of unity.
Okay.
States. States. It might not be in this one. Let's see. I don't see it.
Well, we always got a chapter on unity.
Yeah. Right. Unity. No, it's not in this one, but it is. This is a legal definition for unity, and it talks about estates being joined together in joint tenancy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the prophet was talking about. That's you got to deal with like contracts and covenants and stuff when you're dealing with like legal.
Okay, you cut off. I'm not sure what happened. The brother was saying something, but then it cut off. It went blank. It went blank on us. So I'm gonna read a little bit from this Declaration of Independence. The Declaration in Congress for July 4th of 1776, a declaration by the representatives of the United States of America in the General Congress assembled. When in the course of human events, oh, here he goes. Go ahead. Let's wait for you to come back.
Nah, go ahead. I was looking up joint tenancy. The unity thing.
Oh, all right.
And it cut me off. But it basically say if you like type it in your phone or whatever on the computer, and say what's the legal definition of unity, it'll give you the legal definition and it deal with estates and estates being in joint tenancy. Okay,
so let me do this. This is what I'm gonna do. Hey Gemini, what is the legal definition of unity?
In a legal context, unity most commonly refers to a set of conditions that must be met, particularly in the realm of property law, for certain types of co-ownership to exist. The most prominent example is in the creation of a joint tenancy. For a joint tenancy to be formed, there are typically 4 unities that must be present. 1. Unity of time. All joint tenants must acquire their interest in the property at the same time. 2. Unity of title. All joint tenants must acquire their interest through the same legal instrument, e.g., the same deed or will. 3. Unity of interest. All joint tenants must have the same type and equal share of interest in the property, e.g., if one owns a fee simple absolute, all must. 4. Unity of possession. All joint tenants must have the right to possess and use the entire property, not just a specific part of it. If any of these unities are broken, a joint tenancy is typically severed. It may become a tenancy in common, which has different legal implications, particularly regarding the right of survivorship, where a deceased joint tenant's interest automatically passes to the surviving joint tenants. While the 4 unities are the primary legal definition of unity, the term can also broadly refer to oneness or singularity, the quality of being one, single, whole, or the same, especially in terms of ownership. Harmony or accord. In a more general sense, it can refer to a state of agreement or shared purpose within a legal team or legal principles. The unity of law. This concept relates to the clarity, accessibility, and predictability of legal rules and judicial decisions, aiming for consistency in how similar cases are treated.
Is that what you was looking for?
That was a super long answer. The first part of it was the part was she was talking about the joint tenancy and the land and all of that,
Yes. Okay.
and the four unities. Yeah. So
Okay.
so basically, like what the prophet did in today's term, like the divine constitution and bylaws, that's like a folder. See how she just broke down the four more things,
Yes.
and then you got to go in to see what those four things are. That's how you got to study what the prophet brought. A lot of people think the prophet was simple. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It's plain. It is plain though. It's the plain truth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not simple though. At
At the
all.
same time, right? Exactly. Islam,
Yeah, you got to
definitely.
break that junk down. So each one of them four unities, he did. So that's why we all supposed to have the same nationality card. You know what I'm saying? Boo, 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 boo. To build up on that unity, and that's what he brought us. But the Moses ain't got that first part yet. Like
Mm.
everybody went to Z before they got to X, Y,
Went
and
to
Z before they got A, B, and
yeah.
C.
Got you, Islam. Got you.
Yeah,
Yes. All right. No, I love that. I love that. Islam, thank you for telling me, opening me up to that, because now I can see what, like you said, we don't even have the first one. We only have the first one. You're right. So that's interesting. So wow. All right. I just want to. Now I have to read the chapter on unity. Now I have to, because you've brought that to my attention. Now I just have to go in here and let me, because now I'm gonna take it different. You opened up something different for me at this point. So if you don't mind, I'm going to unity. It's right after. Mm-hmm. Now my things. No, what is that? Right after 25. Islam. Arise and first giving all honors to all the divine prophets for all the wonderful works they brought unto us. Islam. So I'm going to come from the divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. Chapter 26, Holy Instructions of Unity. The gifts of understanding are the treasures of Allah, and He appointed to everyone his portion, and what measure seemeth good unto himself. Hath He endowed thee with wisdom? Hath He enlightened thy mind with the knowledge of truth? Communicated to the ignorant for their instruction, communicated to the wise for thy own improvement. True wisdom is less presuming than folly. The wise man doubteth often, and changeth his mind. The fool is obstinate, and doubteth not. He knoweth all things, but his own ignorance. The pride of emptiness is an abomination, and to talk much is the foolishness of folly. Nevertheless, it is the part of wisdom to hear with patience their impertinence, and to pity their absurdity. Yet be not puffed up in thy own conceit, neither boast of superior understanding. The clearest human knowledge is but blindness and folly. The wise man feeleth his imperfection, and is humbled. He laboreth in vain for his own approbation. But the fool peepeth in the shallow streams of his own mind, and is pleased with the pebbles which he seeth at the bottom. He bringeth them up, and showeth them as pearls, and with the applause of his brethren delighteth himself. He boasteth of attainments in things that are of no worth. But where it is a shame to be ignorant, there he has no understanding. Even in the path of wisdom, he toileth after folly, and shame and disappointment are the reward of his labor. but the wise man cultivates his mind with knowledge. The improvement of the arts is his delight, and their utility to the public crowneth with honor. Nevertheless, the attainment of virtue he accounted as the highest learning, and the science of happiness is the study of his life. Islam. I really am, I want to give you honors for pointing out unity to me, because now, even looking at it from a legal context, but also bringing it back to what the prophet left in this chapter, really helps me understand why it's so important. So thank you for bringing that to me, so that I can unfold even more in this chapter, but even through the energy of what this word unity really means. Islam. Thank you for that. That is pretty dope. Pretty dope. Um, so I wanted to read some of this declaration, because when I was reading this and it talks about the Declaration of Independence and the Magna Carta and the Mayflower Compact, I even looked up what that was in like summary, what that was all about, just to have um, a reference to it. But when I came into the Declaration, that's a part of the Constitution of the United States and the Declaration of Independence. It was just very interesting in the way things are being said in this document, I guess you would say. That's what you would call it. But you call it a declaration. Um, but when looking at it from when it says this is Allah's document, these are the laws that were left in through these documents that were left. So um when I started reading it, I was like, wow, come on, Morris. It's right here in our face. Even the unity part. So when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the law of nature and of nature's Allah, I'll say Allah because I just, that just rings better for me, but nature's God entitled them a decent respect to the opinions of mankind, requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariable the same objective, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, excuse me, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. So, to me, that's speaking to us. That's speaking to us more right here. That's speaking to us. That sounds like we need to be taking a stance. And we don't have to do it in no kind of mean way, violent way, forceful way. We're doing it with in a very intelligent tone, and from a place of love because it's written. It's showing already right here, and I haven't even gotten to some of the parts where it's really breaking stuff down. Islam. So, what do you think about that so far, Sister Shonda? Interesting.
Really, it's like it's really just words. People don't go by this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the powers that be don't go by those words, and the people don't go by those words because the 85% out here they so dumb and docile and like I ain't gonna dumb down, put it like that, not dumb, but yeah, we make them
Yeah.
dumb down, docile, distracted, miseducated, inactive
Right.
in a political process that is
Mm-hmm.
used against us.
Mm-hmm.
It's used against us. So even with them words right there, the average person have not read the Declaration of Independence. And out of the
Right.
people that have, maybe 5% of them go act on it. You know, until yeah. Where how it is right now, yeah, that's how it's a 10% breakdown.
Mm.
That rings true. So even in the temples and everything, it's only 5% of the folks that's dealing with this more stuff that's really true to them.
Islam. Definitely. You're so right.
Right. You got 10% that's blood sucking the people, and then
Mm-hmm.
you got 85% of the more that's just there. Like, ooh.
Yeah, I was having that conversation today because now I've been in the movement for some years, since about 2016, 2015 ish. Just in different sectors, but I've been in it, into it, and pretty much I grew up 7 Day Adventist, so I pretty much grew up in that aspect anyway, right? So when I came into more science, it was more very familiar to me just based on the way I lived my life as a child, practicing Sabbath, things like that, already understanding what Friday meant and all of that. So it was very interesting, in the way I came into it. um, and it really did a lot for me. But as an assistant in the movement, what I did notice was a lot of women are docile and quiet, and the only time they'll speak up is only if, like, they're doing it to appease the brother. They're not really standing on their own square, standing on their own. As much as the prophet says, the uplifting of humanity, and on the front of those 101s when he's uplifting the woman, what that really symbolizes. And it's like, where's the sisters? Why aren't they standing in the forefront demonstrating their own? Not demonstrating because you're appeasing a brother or trying to, or any of that, but really just standing on your own to show that the matriarch is very important to this movement. And without the matriarch, the movement is nothing. But not the matriarch in a disrespectful way to our brothers, but as a matriarch and as a mother that stands forth to protect what is hers. Because that's what mothers do. Islam.
Islam, no doubt.
So, Islam, Sister Shonda, how are you?
Islam, I'm good, and how are you?
I'm good. Just reading this Declaration of Independence. Was waiting to hear from you because I wanted to hear about this energy that's going on. And after I had came across this video my son sent me on this document about the Christian movement, it kind of sparked me into going into the Declaration of Independence and the some different documents. But also, of course, always keeping it with the prophet, always keeping it with the prophet, Noble Drew Ali, because I'm gonna always raise up that energy, just because that's that this information saved my life. So I understand how it can save so many others' lives if we just operate in it and move in it, like, and it doesn't have to take a lot of us. It's why.
Islam. Oh, I just got in out this daggone sun. I'm sorry, my day took a turn. But look what just happened
Chicago, I guess the flash flooding is hitting up there now, and I just left there. I'm like, look like I got out
What?
just in time.
What?
Um, yeah, I didn't get to dig into the story to see exactly how much flooding they got, but that was today, and said the emergency weather warning was going to be going on until 6 o'clock. So that's just about now up there, actually, because I got 7:32. So they're
Oh
at about
wow.
6:30. But just watching these weather events unfold, everywhere, the storms, the thunder, the rain.
Yes.
Um, but the energetics that are just playing out, like just in a universe period, it's painting a picture about the weather, but it's also painting a picture just in the climate of things, which is why, like you said, the prophet brought us these teachings so that we would be prepared for what is going on now. Um, but this Venus energy, this matriarch energy, is definitely. Sorry, I'm
Mhm.
just trying to put my phone. Okay, my bad. I wanted to silence my phone. But yeah, so I was looking at astrology earlier and just looking at the placements and the planets and such, and it's just like the matriarch energy is just so obviously combing through this planet, and when you look even at social media, you can just see it. So we got the outer planets, which is the three. It's Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus, but they're in conjunction with Mars, and so Mars is bringing all those three energies. Not only is Mars, well, first of all, the trine, the trilogy of the aspects is bringing them together, but Mars is sending their forces into action so fiercely and boldly. Venus moving right on into Cancer. That's the morning star, Venus. Morning and evening star, actually, according to astrology of the ancestors. But also, that's feminine energy. And then Cancer, that's the mother of the zodiac. That's Big Mama. That's the maternal energy.
Mhm.
So, with all this chaotic greatness going on, because the chaos is a beautiful chaos, because it's like a tilling of the ground so that the good seed can be planted, and then the water that's flooding the earth is going to team up some new life and new energy. So when this Venus energy moves into this Cancer constellation, the matriarch is about to take off. That's all I got to say. We're going to take off in a good way, and we also going to take off on everybody that's bad, and we're going to
Mhm.
take off on y'all in a bad way. So my yacht is what I get when I see, even though my yacht is more, like that Libra energy, just deal with Venus being Big Mama moving into that Cancer energy. Woe to those who ain't ready to heed the will of our lives, I like to say. Because it's
Islam.
about to make it, and just the way we're going to shut it down. Oh, goodness. So riding back to the house, I was looking at that controversy about that stupid T app. And it's like all the fools caught in the toho boho of it all, the chaos of it all, they don't really realize what that represents, because it's really, number one, it's a declaration how disgusting our culture is when it comes to our expression of that sensual nature of ourselves, trying to stay away from certain words.
Mhm.
Um, but two, it's showing women, while we are in a mode of thinking we're exposing men, what we're really exposing is how we have deduced ourselves to settling for not even good men. It's not even that we're sharing decent men, we're sharing bottom feeding men, and we're allowing him to wreak havoc in our communities. So it's about to be a moment of self reflection, is what this app is really ushering into the universe.
Mhm.
Well, here in America, I'm not, it is the universe, but here in America, where sisters are getting slapped in the face with the games we thought we were winning at, because we start trying to play this patriarchy game back with them, and we
Mhm.
have slutted ourselves out to no benefit
Ooh.
at all. And so that's what's being slapped in our face right now. And but what it's gonna cause is a rift. It's not gonna be a gender war, but it's gonna be a standard set to a precedence that's never been seen in our lifetime. Is what it's about to birth, where women are about to come back to themselves. and they are going to come up out of this filth. And some are going to choose to be there, and that's okay, and that's their 3D choice. And right. But those who are called, women are about to come up out of that foolishness, and all I can say is the brothers better get ready to move with the energy of Allah, but to move with the nature of the woman. I'm talking about the right woman, the upright woman, the matriarch. I'm not talking about, the foolish woman. But that's what time it is. The universe is about to be on. But if you see that drama from that T.I., you know how to look at it, from a higher perspective with your first eye. They don't even realize what they're really arguing over. Like, sisters done straight up kicked brothers out their houses across this country overnight.
Whoa.
Because of this app.
Really?
Yes.
And it's called the T app.
Some sister, or I think it took a group of people to come up with something this nefarious. But some sister done made an app called the T app, and on the app, you can go on there and see the women can be anonymous, but the men are not. You have to drop out the man's bio. You put his picture, you put his name, what city he in.
Oh.
You put out, and then, like, say, for instance, I'm just going to put me on the chopping block. Say I put Tommy on the app. And then I say, Tommy, slept with me, dogged me out, don't take care of his kids, and he gave me 3 STDs.
Oh.
Then everybody that know Tommy gets to go on there and flag all the things that I said. If you got a kid found, you hit a red flag by that. If he gave you an STD, you put it. I ain't seen the app. I'm just watching.
What?
And they think they winning, but like I said, this is our whoredom being stripped naked in front of us. The Bible talks about this. That your shame is going to be stripped naked publicly in front of everybody. And that's the whore of Babylon. That's literally what is happening right now. And so that's what's playing out in these cosmos, and I'm here for it and loving it.
Here for it. So wait, I want to play this video with Charleston, please. It's just for educational purposes only. You sent this to me, but this thing was so solid. And I was like, come on, Charleston. Come on and let's tell the truth on it. Let's tell the truth, Charleston.
Before the woman do. Most women, homie, when she like you, she really give you the chance and the benefit of the doubt, hoping you're going to be the type of man you presented yourself to be in the first place. So, nigga, we push these hoes to go be hoes. We make these bitches want to be these kind of bitches because of the type of men we've been over the last 20 years. Lying, unfaithful, cheating, or fuck their friend, or fuck their sister. If their little sister grow up, we'll fuck her. Nigga, we've been these kind of niggas because of our sexual desires. We don't show up being knight shining on no more. We don't show up, nigga, with roses. We don't show up courting. So, nigga, the women have become what we are because they trying to compete with us. That's why they so many hoes. Your woman go put out what you put in her. So if all you putting in is dick, what you think she gonna put out? All you giving her is dick. You don't know how to coach her if she have a problem on the job. You don't know how to give her no advice if her and her sister and her mama getting into it. You don't know how to make her build a better relationship with her daddy. All you doing is fucking on her, nigga. And the only time you seem to show love and intimacy is when you having sex outside the bedroom. Come on, my nigga, goddamn, dog. You talking to her like she a homeboy. And she saying, well, fuck you, bitch ass nigga. Y'all acting like two homeboys. But only time y'all really show love is when y'all fucking. So, nigga, how a hoe go behave like a woman? How a woman can even strive to be a better woman, nigga, when all you putting in her is dick?
You sent that to me earlier, and I just was like, come on, Charleston. Tell the truth.
Talk about it. Yep.
Tell the truth.
That is true. That is so true.
Because even if
we have to take accountability for our pain, birthing that type of result, and come back up out of that.
I always say every woman has a whole moment in her life. I don't care who she is, because I know I did. After I got a divorce, boy, did I have a whole moment. I was like, whoa, that was cool after 21 years of commitment. I ain't even fronting, but it was for the fact that I wanted to get back for everything that was done to me, like every cheating moment, I was like, man, dog, these niggas, like for real, taking on a whole patriarchal energy toward brothers. Sure did. Ain't even lying, ain't fronting. I'm like, what? Get back. All right, go ahead, sis. What were you gonna say about that, brother? What do you think about that video? What's your thoughts? I would like to know a man's perspective on it because I'm sure you know it would be nice to hear you.
Well, yeah, that boy Charles the White for one, he do, you know, he have views on different things. Where he say it depends on where he at. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that. On this whole like little thing, my view is like my adherence is to, you know, the law of the Most High,
Right.
which is like my eye. So there is no male or female in the kingdom of the Most High. See what I'm saying? We just entity. So you just got right or wrong. It's not don't fall into a trap of associating being wrong with a sex, like fell into the patriarchal system. That ain't got nothing to do with being patriarchal. It got something to do with being untruthful.
Okay.
Period. So people just gotta be honest with each other because now you got male relationship, you got female relationship, and they still having the same. I think statistically, the female relationship is the most divorce rate or whatever. When I looking at the statistic not too long ago, which the only thing that we can really go by is like statistics, and that's kind of skewed too. But you really have to stick to. I just look at people as beings, and some people are true because the people I grew up around, I came from a 2-parent household. You know what I'm saying? And in the country, and most of my people had, you know, it was 2 parents thing. They probably, you know, they had their stuff going on, but on the outside, it was like, you know, so that wasn't pushed like that. You know what I'm saying? Like what he was talking about. I got sisters. You know what I'm saying? We was protective of women, stuff like that. We didn't encourage. Now I did have homeboy, like I got an older brother that, but he got hurt. Reason why he got the, you know, tripping or whatever. So and then like growing up in the older times, it was more doo-wopping and that's what I tell them youngsters. Back in the day, men used to be singing about, everybody was singing about love. You know what I'm saying? Our culture had love in it. All the men groups, they sing about,
yes,
you know,
yes.
They giving praises to the black woman and vice versa, like with the Frank. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I was playing these old school songs for my nephews, and they were like, they like, nah, it ain't like that now. You know, so our culture, that was a part of that thing she was reading earlier, when these folks came in and infiltrated what we had going on and replaced that image. You know what I'm saying? They did that with Superfly and all of that in the 60s. Brothers was not on that. They introduced the white good, cocaine, and the Caucasoid woman. That movie, and the perm, and that's when that was introduced and pushed. You know what I'm saying? Before that, you know, get folks married in our communities.
Yep. Exactly. But I'm saying, you know, even coming from 2-parent homes.
It was a bunch of other stuff. Papa, you know what I'm saying? Like he said on one thing, so I was talking about how Papa would have some other kids around the corner and all that.
Yep.
Grandma they weren't tripping because Papa would
taking care of everything.
And so, in any situation, you really gotta. In the end, we gotta want love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a. We can't get caught up in like the sexist thing where it's like, man, because you know,
AI software of 2025.
That's my opinion on that. I don't really have an opinion. It's just looking at it right and wrong.
Yeah, I just want to know.
A being being real with another being. You know what I'm saying? This in any type, everyday relationship. When you're dealing with your homegirl, she might do something fake. You know? And that happens more than I noticed that even with me, you know what I'm saying? But it's because I'm a triplet. I got 2 sisters, one of them passed. But I grew up with women. You know, I grew up around a lot of women.
Okay.
It's on. Can you hear me, sis?
I can hear you.
Okay, because it was just such a rough stop. I didn't know if it was freezing or not.
Oh, all right.
Hear me?
Yeah.
just seeing how snaky, I ain't gonna say snaky, but how much more cunning a woman could be when I was coming up. Because they were doing stuff I wasn't even thinking of. You know what I'm saying? Just advanced mind thinking as far as when it came to dealing with guys and, you know what I'm saying, playing them and stuff like that. I was trying to have so from what I saw, you know what I'm saying, as far as dealing with that, the women be way more on top of this than men.
Of course. Of course.
We really be stupid.
Of course. Yes. So when I say the whole moment, don't take it from that perspective, but it was like, hey, get back moments. You know what I'm saying? It was get back moments. Like, if I could just make this person feel my feelings.
We had Big Mama. That was, we literally called her Big Mama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Papa and Big Mama.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, they ran different aspects of society, but they ran that period with an iron fist together.
Yeah.
No question. You know,
that's
what I told my Papa dog, he hit him in the back with a shovel. One of my little cousins. You know what I'm saying? Nah, the Papa was loud. Same cousin said, nah, the grandma, she hit him upside the head with a brass Kelly thing. Yeah.
Different type of back then.
It's justice, man. It's justice.
You're right. You're right.
Ah, okay, book him. But then, you know, you can't get mad at grandma because she done cooked you. She done been cooking for you. You can't get mad at Papa. You know what I'm saying? So, together, that's the oneness of a lot.
Yes, as well. You're right.
Yes. And I absolutely agree with you. Now, from a perspective of the planet, because even with our Lord's creation, he did separate. There is a negative and a positive, and there is a gender. There are gender laws when it comes to the laws of nature, to say the least about it. So when I'm talking from a cosmological standpoint, it's not really separating completely the gender roles down to masculine energy only being appropriated to men, or feminine energy only being assigned to women, because we know that these energies are distorted within the earth on so many different levels. Like you said, you have women on women, and it's not coming for their preference in the bedroom, but these women are carrying a masculine energy. And then we have the men who are playing for the other team, and they're carrying this feminine energy. So the odds or the knot of these two energies playing out wrong is not really about, because it's masculine energy, it means that it's totally the men that are wrong, or the opposite of it, because there's wrong on both sides. So when I'm looking at the energies and the way the planets or the seven Elohims are playing this out, they're coming to correct the energy no matter who's carrying it and who's carrying it the wrong way, because ultimately, like you said, in spirit, you can say we're androgynous. It's not this division that we have, but here in the earth, we have made these constructs that in order for us to have the unification with our lives the way that we should, these constructs must be torn down, and they have to be named and called out. So we have to call patriarchy what it is, and say, and it is a masculine construct, and that must be destroyed. Because it wasn't the way of the ancestors. It wasn't the way, it's not actually the order of the family. Yeah, Papa, he was the disciplinarian, but Big Mama ran the house. Big Mama set the order of things. Papa just executed the law when something got, and then that's still under Big Mama. I remember one of the worst things you can do in my grandparents' house was to make my grandmama raise her voice. My papa would be sitting there quiet, and you could forget he in the house. But if my grandmama raised her voice at you, that's when he got up out his seat. Like, no, you didn't make my wife have to tell you twice.
I know that's
so. Yeah, even when I look at that, even though he laid down the discipline, the rules and the laws were hers. She the one told us don't do this and don't do that. So when I say the matriarch is not to put us above the men, but it's to put things back in order, and women have to start. We nurture the babies in the womb. We get them through the portal, and we have to start being responsible again for the direction of our nation. Yes. So when I'm talking about the reestablishment of matriarch, it's not really to come against our brothers, because you are a necessary function. It's like we're a necessary function to the nuclear family or our culture or our tribe. But I don't think, and I'm not rebuttaling your point. Your points are all valid, but I just wanted to explain where I was coming from when I differentiated with the masculine, feminine Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Out on this.
Oh no, did he? You good, brother?
No, he's still there. His thing's still up there.
Oh, okay.
I'm putting my phone on the charger.
Yeah,
but
because
yeah. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
without the mother, it ain't gonna be nothing. So at the end of the day, yeah, it was a separatism. The brothers, y'all didn't get nobody here through no, we didn't get here through no ribs. So I mean, it is a woman. It's a duality here. It's a duality, and we have to recognize it. We do have to recognize it. And as a woman, I had to recognize when I'm acting in my masculine energy. I had to recognize that for myself. That because that is both. I'm my mother and my father. So I got 23 chromosomes from my daddy and 23 from my mama. So I'm both of them. I got some that masculine energy is in me.
And sometimes that's going to be necessary because what we are defining as masculine is where our strength comes from.
Yeah.
Now, I want to be there and no little, date anybody, and I need to move bricks across the field. I need to be able to pull on that side of me that know how to grit and grind.
Yes.
And we'll call that masculine. So it's not necessarily that one. They go together. Even as a female, we're supposed to have that energy from the masculine side, and likewise, as the masculine energy, it's integration. That's what's happening.
Yes.
Integration, but it has to be the good seed, the good fruit. These bad fruit is about to self-exterminate.
They're about to exterminate themselves. Yes, they are. And so when he brought up the unity thing, when he said unity and law, so it was breaking down the different unity. I don't know if you was able to hear it, but that's what as you're even talking, we gotta come in unity. That's why I even wanted to play the video itself too, because we have to recognize and be accountable. Each one of us, male, female, whatever it is, hold ourselves accountable for the BS that pops off, but also know where the energy is coming from too. A lot of times, recognizing it. Yeah, Papa was like that. My daddy was a Rolling Stone. All of these things that men did, women got tired of it too, though. Women got tired of it too. So it wasn't like they just wanted to put up with it just because he was taking care of the bills. You want him to show up as the brother, as he said. You got away from courting women. You got away from treating a woman as she should be treated because you just think just taking care of this solidifies everything. And that doesn't, because we need our brothers to show up more emotionally available for us, not just available in the way they feel, or even us. We might need to learn how to love our brother back because everybody's definition of love ain't the same. So it's something that we have to work on. But as the matriarch coming back and as the mother that's gonna protect her stuff, we ain't going for none of that no more. It's no more being none of that loose and brothers mistreating women. We got to check all of that. We must check all of that as the matriarchs and as the mothers. We got to if things got to go back into order, then they definitely need to do just that.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, I was trying to put it out there. But yeah, this as far as with the thing, what I was saying with this whole, I think that was injected into our psyche. The whole, as far as melanated, our black folk, especially in America.
Yeah.
Now, it ain't never been no time when nobody could play with their mama. Damn, not no black mama.
Nope.
Not since I've been alive.
Not since you've been with me neither.
Only in this generation has children been allowed to talk to their mamas, and because it didn't matter whether your mama was right or wrong.
Nope.
Wow.
Go ahead, brother. I guess it's freezing.
Yeah.
Guess it's freezing. Come on,
yeah,
son.
but it is this is, but this is why we know things don't went too far as the thought process about our mother and about what the woman represents and what she should be.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
today's mothers get holding their children talking so I'm crazy. Well, he gets to tell me how he feels too. He does. To a certain
Okay.
extent, I get it, but nah.
But that ain't
I
how.
want to.
Yeah.
It's one thing to teach healthy expression, and it's another thing to teach them to that they're allowed to challenge the hierarchy of things. Like no,
Yeah. Yeah, but and
no,
then
no, no.
you see where it comes from though. Even in this document from the Christian movement, you can see where they've embedded it, where it even came from in from them with the usurpation of all of our stuff and all of these things that took place. I mean, this thing is even telling you how the Adam and Eve story is a whole lie, just so that they could do what they did to us.
And
So
that's on what?
that's on it is, let me tell you what it is. It's on the FBI vaults. The vault
Oh,
of the
okay, okay, okay.
FBI, but it's called the
Uh,
Christian Identity Movement, Part 1. And it was written back in the 80s. Hold on, let me see. Let me tell you what it oh man.
So somebody said something about we didn't, women did not come from a man real. Nah, that's so. In science class, we supposed to be science. We supposed to be more
No,
science.
we
So as a child in anatomy class, you will see know that men and women got the same amount of real. Then what they talk about in that book in the Bible. You know what I'm talking about? In science class, you get a human skeleton of a man and a woman. They got the same amount of real when you count. I did it when I was in elementary school. So I knew they were lying about that. If you go back and read the original story, the rib that it was talking about was a rib out of the DNA strand. That's what it meant. In the story of it wasn't Adam, it was the Anunnaki, it was Inky and Mother Ninti. See what I'm saying? So
no, I was as an atom. I was saying atom as an atom, ATOM.
well, it was the DNA, the ribonucleic acid. You know what I'm saying? That DNA strand that they took, they were doing DNA splicing. So what they did was just like shrunk that story down, and it got mistranslated as, and like she said, it was on purpose. You know what I'm saying? To confuse you, to confuse people. That the woman came from the man real. We never believed it. Cause we knew the original story of our ancestors, how Inky and Mother Ninti did that. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And that was taught to us in our sacred brotherhood school. So it wasn't, we knew better than that. So our people never. That's what the prophet is showing too. Because even in the Islamic culture, if you look up historically, the first university that was founded by a woman was in the Islamic culture. You know what I'm saying? The first culture, which stemmed back from the ancient Egyptian, where it never was where women couldn't own land and all of that. We had goddesses. I always did. We had gods and goddesses. You know what I'm saying? And so it was never Father, Son, Holy Spirit without the woman. You know what I'm saying? It'll be Father, Mother, or Mother, Father, or whatever. And so it's just a trick. They really be, and I'm seeing it being pushed real tough right now to where it's this versus that, the matriarch versus the patriarch, the overseas, the pretendian versus the black folks. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of verses going on. It's like the Royal Rumble on wrestling, man. Everybody fighting about some stuff, and it's a step away from unity. Like Tao, the Tao, DOA, the Tao, Taoism. Yin, it's male and female, but it's really like yin and yang, push and pull.
Same thing, yeah. Same energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the same energy.
Centrifugal force.
Yeah.
Scientific aspect of it.
Well, but the reason all these communities are fighting is because it is like a big versus battle. It is like a big civil war amongst them. Not that anybody's going to come out on top, but they have to they have to be done away with. And what other way do you? Because we've been trying this unity thing with preaching and teaching for some decades now. So it's not getting us anywhere. So right now, what we're dealing with is everybody's having a little showdown, and it's not to make one right or wrong, but it has to happen so that it can be done away with, so that we can have it. Yes. Or it's always going to be the forever fight, girls or boys, homosexual or heterosexual. All these things that Allah already laid down clear laws on how things should operate, but it's in nature and it's not in books, unfortunately. And we're trying to use the books that were written to argue these different facts. So I get what you're saying. Like, it always is foolishness and it's divisive, but it has to. I stand by the perspective that it has to happen so that we can do away with it.
So we got, yes, because we say that, but then like you just said earlier, and I even sat next to a European on the plane, and when I was reading the Constitution, he said, 98% of people in America have never even read the document. So that's sad to say when someone of that culture is saying that even to me. And then you even said it earlier that most people haven't read it. But we need to start making a point to reading these things, because then we'll be stuck back where we were. Forget that we know all this stuff and that the prophet brought this and that. When are we moving on it? Because right in front of our faces is telling us how to move on it, what to do with it, and with the energy that's coming in. As far as the matriarch, as I said, mama ain't playing no more. She just said, mama taking heads. And you just said you can't play with a mama in our day. My children don't play with me, regardless if they are part of this generation or not. Don't play with me. Play with somebody else. Don't try me, try Jesus. Because I'm not the one. So, you know what I'm saying? Our identity is important, Islam.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, because even before we can integrate, both has to really recognize what and who we are. And that has to happen we have to remember. And like the brother was saying, talking about some of the thought processes we have now, that's new thought. But most of the thought processes that we have now ain't but as old as America. Yep. So we gotta keep America ain't but 200 and something years old. So all these slave lives, like all this stuff started getting constructed in the 1600s. Like, this ain't no ancient, that old Canaanite trick, is just to say. This ain't no ancient trick that they pulled on us. No. This is an old Canaanite trick they done pulled on us and then gave us a bunch of books, storylines, myths, and everything to put us to practice about who we really are.
Hey, part of the problem, it ain't no more R&B.
Come on now. Come on, R&B. True R&B too,
though. No more Jodeci's and Keith Sweat, man. They don't know how to slow dance, man. They jumped off that. They ain't got no, they done took that out the culture. Ain't no R&B.
You right. Because it sure was.
Ain't nobody in that video stomping in the rain with their boots on no more.
Okay. No, they ain't. You so right. You are so right. So right.
I was like, man, it ain't no R&B no more. They don't got no love songs on the radio.
Ain't no slow grinding.
They don't sing to each other no more. They drill rapping and killing all the way now. It ain't no Quiet Storm.
No, ain't no Quiet Storm. I know Quiet Storm used to always be on the radio. I talked about, man, Quiet Storm used to be the stuff you dedicate stuff to each other.
These folks call with it, man.
Yeah, they call with it.
Quiet Storm. They took away the black folks' Quiet Storm.
They took away Quiet Storm.
Yes, that definitely played a big, because the vibration was different. Like, I was, like, this generation will never know what it's like to have a real slow dance. Like, when I went to my first junior high party, we slow danced together.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, it was an honor to walk in that party. Like, I remember when this one guy named Rodney, he flew across that gym to come get his dance from me. Like, lit up my little 7th grade day. And it was and I was a tomboy too, so I came to school looking like a lady that day. So it was a moment to have me sing. But that excitement, like, these kids don't know that, like, boys don't get that excited about these little girls no more. For one, the little girls ain't even giving them nothing to be excited about. They giving it up at 12. What the hell?
Younger than that.
But the music done got so crazy. The culture done got too out of hand with all this. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that aspect at all. You know.
At all.
Like MC Light, you know, now whatever back then. There wasn't none of that going on.
Queen Latifah, yes. Come on.
But listen, like you said, listen to the vibration of their music. Their music, you know, I used to have to borrow my kids from listening to it, and I knew they still was going to. But my message was not in my house. You're not gonna do it under here. I'm not gonna listen to you reverb that stuff out the bedroom. And pretty sure with headphones on, they still listen to it. But if I heard it through the headphones, I'm still gonna take the phone. Sorry, I'm outside.
That's a hell of a fight because it's like everything in the, like you say, the vibration is so goofy with their music that that has to be like that needs to be a whole class music because that's such a vibration. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can tune the child to listen to the right kind of music, you can kind of, you know what I'm saying, do something with them. But if they listen to crazy music, man, oh my God, you got something on your hand.
Yes.
They got demon rap out here and everything. Y'all seen the little Nas X boy go down there with the devil?
Yeah, that's wild. Like what? We would have never been able to watch. You would have never been able to watch it at my mama's house. Not at all.
Came out, the black church folks would have been having a fit. Jesse Jackson would have had a fit about that.
You sure right. And nobody speaks of nothing. They silent.
I say this with a big smile on my face, and it just tickles me every time because I know it ain't gonna be as comfortable as the smile be looking on my face when I say this. What are the people gonna do when they can't even listen to this no more? Because we're gonna go through this darkness moment.
Oh yeah.
So when this internet shut off and these radio vibes ain't working and you trying to figure out what you gonna eat or what you gonna sleep and how you gonna build, I bet you Sexy Red don't come to nobody's mind. I bet you. I can't even think of no more they foolish names. But any of the top rappers now that got our kids chanting this toxic stuff, baby, when you don't know what you gonna eat, that ain't gonna come to your mind. You gonna been went back to your granny's music and be singing Jesus on the main line or something.
Yes.
But you don't be singing these toxic songs.
Facts. Totally facts. Man, you know they are. Please. Sing the song.
Why really, who was that to me? Bernie Mac, man. He said we some fucking ass parents. We can't be being no fucking we can't be being no punk tail parents.
That's true though. That's true. We can't.
Because once they see that punk in you, they it's the same thing on the street. You know, you show them that it's here and be like, ain't no hoe in me. You let somebody see some hoe in you, they sure gonna take it to the furnace now, and you really got a parent like that because these be little gangsters we be having.
They really you can't play with these YNs, you got right, and they not more gangster than us. If you came up in the crack era, man, they Pooh Bear. These kids Pooh Bear playing we went through the gang bang era. I don't know where y'all from, but Little Rock, gang bang.
Banging in Little Rock.
Come on, man.
I asked my daughter last week. I said, Jazz, you ever had a barbecue sauce sandwich? She looked at me like I was crazy as hell. Exactly. So y'all generation need to shut up pretending like something happened to y'all.
Nothing happened.
Like, because I know what a sauce sandwich tastes like. It might not have been barbecue sauce, but I done ate some type of sauce sandwich before.
She said sauce sandwich. Yes. The gang era was bad where I'm from. I went through all of that, and I did not like it. That's why I got I moved my children to Atlanta for something different. They're not saying it was the best place, but my children never got into no mess. One did. But then when they went back to Colorado, that same gang stuff was going on. And it ended up interrupting, really, it interrupted some things for me. That's the way I feel. But it wasn't my choice. They're grown. They make their own choices. But yes, I know exactly what you mean.
And that's spread through the music.
Yes, it's bad.
That stuff spread out. We seen it, NWA, and we saw it here.
Yeah.
It spread through the music and different people, but this how it was put together. It was out the tribe.
Yes.
And again, the Moors, out of conscious, whoever the conscious community, whatever you gonna call it, gonna have to come together. Until then, and stand on business and get some stuff done. Until then, it's gonna keep going on how it's going.
It's gonna keep going on how it's going, right? Because even in here it says so with all this going on when we talking identity and nationality giving back, we have to listen to why things are. He says, I'm walking you into the golden age. Hey, really ain't no real presidency for real. Let that thing go, because look, it's gonna return back to you. But our identity concerns the rise of the white Christian nations, y'all. It seeks to discover a national as well as a racial identity for blank Christians by telling them who they are and where they come from. So even us knowing our identity and claiming our identity, it concerns them. It makes them afraid. But we should have no problem claiming our, huh?
Because my father about to go there, but at the end of the day, cause we was gonna go into that. But if you're not growing your own food, whenever the sister was talking about when the grid go down and all of that.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. The prophet talked about that too. So one thing to me, most be talking too much. We got to do a lot more doing and half as much talking. Right?
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? But everybody needs to be growing their own food. Like my mom body, she do preserving and canning and all of that. That's what cause the prophet said we was gonna go back to the horse and buggy day.
Yes, we are.
So what come with the horse and buggy day? That's them Amish folks.
Mm-hmm.
Them folks, they can preserve, make their own soap, build their own house, do everything.
We're supposed to do all of that.
That's what we supposed to
do. And what have we been doing? Like you see the culture is tapping back into that. Like I even seen a brother on TikTok crocheting the other day. I'm like, brother, like
crochet. I mean, so these different arts are, even the brother knowing how to build, and that's just how it comes with me. Knowing how to I seen the girl asking the boy, this hurt my heart too, man. See, it was on TikTok. It was a little young brother. And, he said he had on some Balenciaga shoes. What he looked like building a girl a house.
Ooh. For real?
Oh wow!
Wow.
And I was like, so first they was on this top, but he was like, man, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it was some other little cats coming in, and they do it like my mama told me. You know what I'm saying? Don't be doing that. And I'm like, say, man, I had to say something. I didn't even tell you about this. So yeah, I don't even think I said it, but so, and the girl was like, dang, what kind of stuff you all are, man? You know what I'm saying? And so he was rebutting everybody that said something. And he was like, man, I'm not touching nothing. I'm not fixing nothing. I'm not building nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, say, man, well, who gonna do it, bro? And I got to talking to him. And he was like, what he called me? He wasn't no old. He called me something, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do though? What you gonna do? Cause you really look lame on here talking about some white stuff. Somebody else's shoes that you got on. You don't pay all this money for, and them shoes. If you gonna look at it, they don't cost that much, man. You look lame. You look lame on here with talking about some fashion. For one, this as a person, period. For two, that's not cool when you be talking about you don't know how to build nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Not even like you wouldn't want to build no house for your mama. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, I could pay somebody to get it built. I'm like, man, you saying stupid. What if something break in the house? You know what I'm saying?
How you gonna fix it? Yes.
So he didn't have no rebuttal for it. Except talk about I'm one of them old niggas or something he was saying.
So
but when I just saw that made me really realize how far some of these the boys that got optics were, you know what I'm saying? like thinking that was cool to even say that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So at the same time, we gotta check these kids, man. Gotta start checking these little.
Yeah,
I ain't
we
gonna say
do.
kids, these children.
These
These
children.
We gotta start checking these children. And I know the old folk that I came up with, man, they did not play that. We couldn't even listen to them talk.
You're right. Yes, right. You cannot be around them at all. Like,
We'll not be
you can't
listening
be
to no
around
grown
them.
folk conversation. Get away from this
You
grown
will.
folk
I
conversation.
promise you, you gonna get broke off. Yeah, we do.
You're gonna get
We
some
do.
tobacco spit in your eye.
So when you say, so
I
do
was
you have?
about to say that. Where are you from? Where are you from, brother? Because that is a horrific story my mama told me, and I was just about to say that. Like my mama said, she was sitting up there with her mouth gaped open, staring at her grandmama talk, and before she knew it, her grandma hopped and spit the tobacco, and it landed in my mama's mouth to make it so disgusting. And I'm like, what the type country discipline is that? What?
Hey, she not lying. And them motherfuckers not lying. You had about a millisecond to get your ass away from there. It's gonna be real bad.
For real. That's real. Do you have any programs that you have together in Arkansas that help with the young people?
Look on my page,
I don't like to say young. I don't like to call them
YNs.
YNs.
Got youth groups and all of that. The thing is, it's such a we and I've been doing mentoring for years. Like been out of Washington D.C. with it and everything. So the thing is, it's like fighting a gazillion zombies because the culture, whatever the culture. So what really happened is you will come to them the initial. It's just like with your children. You will come to them with some initial something, they'll fight it, and you will see them later. Hopefully, if they don't accept it right then, they knock their head up against the wall and they'll come back like, yeah, you were right with the book. So depending on the child and all of that. But yeah, we do have programs.
Okay.
It's a program called the Learn and Earn program we was dealing with. For example, when we was paying these young males from 16 to 29, $125 from on a Saturday to watch knowledge video.
What?
All they have to do is come and watch video. They get from 10 to 3. And they get $125.
Wow.
How many people showed up for it?
A lot.
Really? All right.
So I'm in the hold on. So just the piece though. I'm in the bathroom and I'm here because I'm in there. I'm sneaking really. I'm trying to see what they in there talking about. And so I heard a little boy in there talking about he finna go get a switch for his block. His 125.
Oh.
So I stepped out like, nah, little man, you ain't. This is what y'all finna do with the money, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what y'all finna do.
Wow.
So I told the cats that was putting it together because I was telling them they need to develop this program more than just doing that and giving these kids money.
Right.
But this is what I'm telling you. This is what we up against. This is what you up against.
Ooh. He said, I'm taking my 125, give me a switch. Wow. Oh, all right. So then what do you may not have all the answers. You may not have the answers for that, but
you got to be not. So 2 weeks ago, I was out trying to give out food. And one of these little YNs put the gun on the old lady that was trying to help me give out food and tried to fight me. It was in the project.
Wow.
It used to be the project. And right when that was happening, the police had just happened to roll up and somebody went to jail and everything. So these little youngsters crazy.
See, this is the part of the game that the even the mothers are gonna have like them people like that. They don't got much time left. And I'm not saying this. Allah said it. Every ancient text said it. The universe is saying it right now because it's a new type of law in the land right now. Like the war that's going on, like it's bigger than a gender war. It's good versus evil right now. And good is going at the end of every hero's journey. I don't care where you book you read. Good always wins. Allah is not going to fail. So people like that, they going to start getting wiped out. The police ain't going to have to do it. It's going to be a brother who's a guardian over that block that's gonna be willing to lay that brother right down where he tried to rob that old lady.
Yes.
And that's the type of time in this universe about to be on. So people gotta
listen. Nah. He wasn't trying to rob her. I didn't. We was trying to. I was gonna back in and unload the food. He was trying to back in when she had got people to clear off on the parking lot. We was giving out food like a free market. Oh. And he was like, "Nah, I'm finna bag back there." She like, he wasn't. He don't even stay out there. You know what I'm saying? And he got the customer woman out. It was him and his homeboy too, and they two girlfriends. So all of them hopped out. He got a gun. His homeboy got a gun. He pulled the pistol on the old lady and her granddaughter.
Okay, that's why I made up the ride part.
But still, it's a disrespect, though. Why are you doing all that to an elder?
Same thing.
Same thing.
And why doing it period over a parking spot? And the brother just said he didn't even live there or something like that.
Yeah, like what? Wow.
This ain't mine. This is me. Like I shoot you in your face. I'm right now, bro. What's wrong with you?
Wow.
He like, you gonna keep talking? You want to keep talking? He walked up on me. He gave his homeboy the gun. I'm like, what's the box? I had a box in my hand. And he walked up on me. And by the time because I had pushed him up on me with the box, I put the box down. I put the test it down. And police pulled up.
Wow.
It really had pissed me off putting the gun on. You know what I'm saying? These folks crazy. So I'm glad it played out like it did. So that changed my whole take on a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I will call the police on one of these young cats to keep from killing it, man.
Yeah.
If I had him, he can't shoot better than me. They played. He pulled the pistol. Didn't nothing happen. Boy, we say this gonna be pulling the fire. It's wild west.
Yeah. If you gonna pull it, you better use it.
Man, come on. So that's the part. You know, folks that hunt and do stuff like that with guns for real don't play with guns like that.
Right.
And don't, so they think it's a game out here until it really happened to them. Like they go to jail. Like that was stupid. He and the police car talking crazy and making threats. The police lady was like, he catching more charges in the car.
Ain't even that crazy. Like it's like they don't know no boundaries. Even at the point that you sitting on hell's fire, you still gonna keep being the devil. Like, come on. But that's how calcified they brain is. It's
through the food. Through the food and the music too. The food is a big part of this too. The food that they're eating, these
the righteous folks, the good folks gotta stand up and get gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what time it is. I now hold on, got the old lady now, don't picture, but this Miss Hattie, he had a picture too, she would have shot that boy.
No.
See? That's what I'm saying, and that's like art.
What is it? You better, hey.
But so that's what Sister Shonda, you saying that's what that energy that's raising though, huh? That's the energy that's raising up though with the matriarch. It ain't gonna be no more of that. Like the disrespect gonna stop.
Well, they equate. See, it's a part of the little plan too. Like they done man versus woman, is young versus old too. They equate old with weakness when we used to equate that with strength. We like man, y'all play with the old man.
Yeah. And what they don't understand is without weapons, we got hands. Y'all ain't got nothing. Y'all grew up in a generation where y'all ain't had to fight for nothing. They ain't got no hands for. Some of them do. But I'm talking about they ain't got them old school, had to grow up fighting in elementary school and stuff like that type hands. They grew up with weapons.
Yeah.
They grew up being able to be 12 and get their hands on a gun, girls and boys. They ain't ready for nothing. They ain't even got the wind. I'm talking about the air. The wind to be able to fight one of them. They really don't.
The slap box and that look, they don't slap box, they didn't get to do none of that growing up. So yeah, they don't even know how to defend themselves for real. And then they're wasting out. There was like today. It was a shooting here, well, every day, in Atlanta. But it was at a park last night, and they were talking about the amount of bullets that were the shell casings. And in my head, I said, wow, y'all gonna waste all of this. So if stuff go down, y'all ain't gonna have nothing. And you right, and they can't throw hands, so they're wasting all of their ammunition on one another. To where if anything was to go down, and you needed to really defend yourself in a legal way, you wouldn't even be able to.
They ain't nothing to take advantage for 30 seconds.
Just let you know they can't shoot.
They can't do nothing. They can't shoot. They can't walk. They can't strategize. They
more than 3 shots to hit something.
They can. Even the fact, I remember my brother was chasing me one day. It's the fact that I was able to run and feel fit. Everybody was like, he couldn't catch me no more. These kids can't do that. They pants hanging down. The girls walking around lazy and unhealthy. They can't run. They can't take out running. They ain't ready. They gonna cry to us. That's when they gonna want mama and daddy. And another thing our culture got to stop doing is we got to stop lying. He was not a good kid. She was not a good kid. These kids are getting slain, and we want to stand there and keep telling these lies. Oh, little Pookie was such a good kid. Little Pookie was outside at 2 in the morning till
okay? Right. Stop. Facts.
And it's okay to admit you did some bad. I made some decisions. I ain't coming to nobody. I made her son spoiled in the head right now because he came from a single mother. But we got to stop making excuses for these kids. Because one thing that I had to know is my son's incarcerated right now, and him getting incarcerated was a slap in the face for me of how much of a freaking baby he was. You know, and it made me realize, you know what, little boy, you've been doing what the hell you wanted to do since you've been about 16. And just like a weak ass mama, I done showed up to rescue you from the results of your wayward ass decisions every single time. No wonder you are where you sit at. So guess what? Sit there. I'm here. I love you. I got your back still, but this is going to be some tough love, some of the toughest love you ever got in your life. Because if I don't do it right now, I ain't got no hope for you. You got to come out in this world a 22-year-old man and do what? You're not going, I'm not here. I can't hear nothing I can do for you no more, really. You let them people get their hands on you. So now that's mama and daddy. Whether these kids like it or not, that's what you're doing. You could have took your parents' guidance, but you didn't. So you decided you wanted a system to tell you what to do.
That's just sad. That's Islam. That's sad.
But a lot of our children have to go through. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, when you were saying that, because I know you were saying that earlier, that we're gonna watch a lot of maybe even our own children be out, just depending on what they've been doing, because you don't know. You know, the secrets are being revealed with the energy that's going on. Anything that you've ever done, if you thought you was hiding from it, you thought it wasn't gonna find you, baby is here. What planet is that? Baby is here. It's like, hey, it's here.
Yeah, Pluto about to strip out everybody but naked. Whatever your shame is, you better as the Bible would say, you better repent for it. And that I'm just being kind of funny saying that, but I'm being serious because the word repent and the etymology of it is just to make an about face. It ain't all that Christian stuff they taught you, making about face, and that's as simple as it is. You turn around and face Allah and start going in that direction expeditiously, and don't turn around and look back like Lot's wife and turn into a pillar of salt. Keep going. Because that's what time it is. And if Pluto is the one that's going, Pluto and Uranus and Saturn. Heck, I got them great distant planets. They exist. They about to make everybody. I mean, and our ancient texts talk about this stuff too. Look at the pastors being stripped naked in front of everybody. These celebrities stripped naked in the falling stars. That's the falling stars right here in front of our eyes.
The falling stars is long. Definitely. Stripped naked. Like stripped. Exposure time. On 1000.
The internet makes it so easy.
Makes it so easy. Because you got to remember, everything drops in a cloud, quote unquote. I love it. Everything drops in a cloud in the internet. So no matter what you've done, even in the past, the stuff, if it was done on a film, believe me, they got some kind of traction from it. So whatever, everyone will be exposed from every portion, every side. So like you said, we got to get it together. But who does that? Who sees you the most but your mama? She the first one. I seen you do that. I didn't do that. She know when you lying. This is how you know mate it's matriarchal. It is mama, big mama energy. Because she know when you're lying, when you ain't telling the truth. You was that she mama know that daddies ain't that in tune with the children like that. But we are.
I remember my brother got upset at me once because my daughter used to catch the bus over my parents' house, and she was cutting up in school. Just it was the era she was in at the time. But I opened the door for her, and I said, and I should have greeted her first, so he wasn't wrong. But I looked at her energy, and I said, "What did you do at school today?" And he's like, "Dang, you ain't even." I should have asked her how he was doing, but what he didn't understand is I looked at her energy. Had no teacher called me. Her whole, I could look at her and tell you done, you got fear over you. What do you think I know? And that's the intuition of a mother. I've been sitting in sitting in Texas. And I started calling my son and he didn't answer the phone. I called my daughter. I said, "Where's your brother?" She's like, "I don't know what's up." I said, "I don't know, but I feel it in my solar plexus." I kid you not, 30 minutes later, I got to call my son to flip the car 3 times. That's the intuition of a mom. I felt that 30 minutes before it even happened. And yes, he was okay, walked away without a scratch on his head. But that's the intuition of a mama. Them cords don't snap. And then when we share our bodies with men, even with y'all, that's how symbiotic the woman is. You done entered my body and put your energy in my body. Now I'm connected to you too. That's why we know when y'all ain't no good. We let it drive us crazy instead of just leaving. Yeah. But we know.
And that's why when Charleston White said what he said, it just made it even more like you don't even realize that's all you doing to a woman, not realizing the power that it can hold if we understood even how to use these things. Not just based on because somebody looks this way or shaped that way or any of that, but what the energy of exchange is, what that real energy is, and what it can bring and what it can manifest. That's what we got to get to too. We got to get back to that order because we're too caught up in the desires. Man's caught up in the desire, and so is the woman. Those loose desires, because the sin is not in the act. The sin is in the wish and the desire of what's going on. So just because you didn't act it out, you already sinned when you thought it, when you moved on it. You know, you moved on it too, but you thought when you thought it was a sin already. You was already lusting.
When you even look at the Bible, every time the wrath of God came into those stories, it's the thought, it's not the act. The Tower of Babel, man can accomplish anything that he thinks. The flood of Noah, man is anything that man can imagine, he had begun to do. The Sodom and Gomorrah, again, that's the lower passion. Always that thought and that energy. Yes.
All day. Islam. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. Islam. Yes. Yes. The energy. Go ahead, Sister Shonda. Continue what you were saying. My apologies. Someone have something to say?
No, sis, we just building. I don't know. I was seeing. I looked like somebody was having some background noise, so I paused. But
okay.
Just building on what we're saying. It's the time is now, and we can't. And I think when we mention the matriarch, it sounds, and we have to understand the heart of the mama. Mamas, and we talking about the pure woman. We're not talking about these sexy red women. Mama's heart wants love and compassion and order. Mama's heart is not of war and wickedness and idolatry and all the things that rule the world now, which was established under a patriarchal system that was meant to enslave everybody up under it. So we got to break away from that, and Big Mama has to put things back in order. And when I say Big Mama, it ain't just the women in the planet. I'm talking about the universe, Allah, the feminine energy, nature is flourishing again.
Yeah.
That's why these floods are happening like that. That's the water break. And I heard somebody say something similar to that, and it wasn't exactly that, but I'm gonna call it that. That's the waters break. So something new is about to be birthed into the earth. The earth is feminine. Yes, so what's coming through the earth is of a feminine nature.
Hey Jay, you were
And it's
saying
not
something.
about.
Oh my God.
Oh yes, sis. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Jay, you were saying something in the comments. Can you come forth and say what you were saying? Because you said you've been saying this very thing for years. Tell us some more.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you guys hear me through my Bluetooth headset?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, my apologies. No, I was saying I've been saying that like along the same lines for years to everybody out here in California, different wars around the world about unity, like to break off from the Eurocentric ideology. You know what I'm saying? Get back to our roots. I'm not gonna go in like into depth of what I've been saying, but yeah, I'm just passing through. I saw that I was like, oh man, my people's here, you know, because it's hard to find us on this app.
Yeah.
We get exclusion, we get blockages when we start knocking or dropping gems or case law, and I'm eating some
Yeah.
lifesavers candy. My bad. It's Fun Day
No, you
Friday.
good. You good. You good.
Yeah, I feel you guys. Much respect, Islam, peace, and I yield. I yield.
Islam, Islam. We appreciate you for stopping by. Yes, Sister Shonda, I know she's been bringing this energy of these planets, so it just brings us right back into these instructions that the prophet left us. Like all of the energy, even from as she said, we can look at ancient doctrine from all kind of different ways, even biblically, and still see this stuff is playing out.
And really, the reason it's playing out biblically is because they stole that information from a whole bunch of other texts, say the symbols, to take it all the way back anciently. And so this stuff had truly been prophesied, but then they gift wrapped it in another book and tried to make it seem like it was something that it was not, when it's really not an ending. It's a reset. It's a new beginning. And yeah, nothing can stop us coming, and we here for it. And like I was saying to Sister Tay yesterday, like our generation was really born to be the rebels against these systems.
Yes.
So we helped break it. We helped break it, and that's why we rebelled against it. That's why the music changed. That's why the nature of women and men changed. Because neither of us was happy, neither the man or the woman, and that's why our energies collided and went the way they went. And now we coming back together.
We are.
We coming back together.
We are, because it is the energy.
I just got this speaking about how you doing, sister.
Islam, how are you? Peace and love.
Peace and love. Yeah, I was just talking about what sister just said. You know, about how it's already hidden in the books. You know what I'm saying? They just try to hide it. So when you're dealing with esoteric knowledge, is hidden. But if you really just pay attention, you can see where the feminine is actually hiding in the background, waiting to be discovered. And it's our time. It's our time to wake up and bring in this new, in this new era that's going to be about peace and love. It's time for the meek to really inherit the earth.
Yeah.
And the rest of these people gotta go.
Yeah.
Islam, definitely. I agree with that. Come on, the rest of them, these inorganics, because we got to look at it from, and let me say this, it's not based on no skin complexion either. We talking straight up energy. Nope. We're talking spirit. We're talking the spirit of people, because man, they can look exactly like you and be, man.
Say it again.
Toe up on the inside. So don't take it for what that is, to thinking it's.
You don't know what nothing is.
What'd you say, Sister Shonda? My apologies.
We don't really know in this day and age. You don't know what nothing is. Except for checking with your spirit and activating your intuition and your subconscious, so that you can feel the vibration and know. Because we don't know who a girl, we don't know who a boy, we don't know who a human, we don't know who is for our lives, because we got people who for our lives screaming out loud, but really for the enemy, and we got people who we calling the enemy, who is really representing our lives. Like, we don't know what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right, unless you plug into nature.
And I'm talking about, and it's very important for us to ground ourselves and get out there and put our feet and our hands on that ground.
Yes.
And start speaking our ancient language, because it's in us. And that's when you start seeing the vibration of the planet start to change. Just like you were saying, sis, that's when you start seeing the floods. That's when you start seeing people are actually having to go. And same with that sun, when it gets they're shining down that frequency. It's a lot of people just they ain't gonna be able to make it.
Yep. And it's gonna be
And
sad.
that's happening now. Like even in the common folks, people I keep hearing of so many people having health problems, having lung problems, diabetic problems. Like these problems are increasing because y'all bodies cannot handle the shifts that the earth is making, literally, and it's gonna slowly deactivate. Slowly deactivate. So it's not about because a sin against your body is a sin. Like we think the Christian church sin is the stuff we do to other people. The real sin is what you do to yourself, because even to hate another person is self-inflicted. Yes. So we want to keep eating McDonald's and everything putting out this non.
And they already told you that McDonald's is human meat. Like, why is people still going to this place? Like, because their whole mission was, they said, this Jewish guy said their whole mission was to make us eat ourselves.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fat food. Yep. And then Deuteronomy 28, it says in there, that's the Bible for people who might not follow that book, but it says in there, and because of your sin, you will begin to eat your own babies. They put our aborted fetuses in our babies.
Okay. And that food, yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. These things. Go ahead.
Yeah, look at all the child sex, what's that word? The trafficking they've been busting around them countries. Some of them kids, and it's a harsh reality, and some people don't think I'm crazy for saying this, and I don't care. Some of our children that go missing after they're done with them, we're keeping them. Yeah. They got to dispose of them bodies some type of way. There's hundreds of thousands of children that go missing, and we never find the bodies. What are happening to them?
Right. They found one of those 18-wheeler trucks. Found the full of our babies, and it was over thousands of bodies dismembered. Of babies' bodies. And I'm talking about our cultural babies' bodies. And then she told, and then they found her with a message in a suitcase. They cut her body up, put it in a suitcase, and left a message saying she should have minded her own business.
What?
Yeah.
Thank you for the
It's sick out here. What? That's why people gotta watch these babies.
Yes, definitely watch your children.
I just said that to you really. Mm-hmm. We really need to start traveling in groups and stop letting our children go outside. Like things were different when we was outside playing. Like my mom was a window parent. Mm-hmm. My mom was watching everybody's child because she was in the window watching all of us.
Yep.
Playing right with them. Everybody thought they I'm out there playing. Yep, I'm gonna be playing right out here with them.
Right, I'm out here.
But that's how my
4-5-year-old she is in Cincinnati.
Your grandmother, what would you say?
She used to play with us. She used to do Mother May I. Red light, green light. You know what I'm saying? She used to just be actively out there with us, watching us while we play, and she played, little games with us and stuff. So I did that with my kids too. I used to love to take them, so they can have fun, because I have fun right with them.
Thank you for the love, y'all. Thank you for the love.
Like a big kid, I still like going to Six Flags.
Yes, like a big old kid. Me too. I still like swinging, going to the park and going down the slide. I'm like, I want to still be there.
Today. I'm at the park today swinging.
I love it. Yes. So very tapped into that and very concerned about the children. I was watching something yesterday where this man, he just walked into the school, and then they're asking him who his child is. He done found out they having a whole ice cream social. He done walked up on a child that ain't even his, and asking him, well, who's your child? He said her name start with a J. Then he tries to he's trying to actually get to one of the children. So her parents are there. Dad sees it. I mean, they find all this stuff on this man. Y'all, they questioned him for about an hour or two before they ever put him in the back of the car. The dad was furious. He was like, man, if you don't put him in the back of the car, please get him out of my sight. Because I know dad wanted to go in on this man.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But he was gross. Like he had found out he had a map. He found out they was having an ice cream social. And I believe it was a kindergartner. So it was a little bitty little girl he was sitting behind in the classroom like that was his child.
See, it's too dangerous. And then you know what I saw too? I saw where this lady, she was strolling her baby, and so another lady, right? Because they be having these females in this thing too, taking these babies, and she sprayed something on it. It was some Asian people. She sprayed something on the little cute little teddy bear doll and dropped it by the lady that had the baby in the stroller. Well, the lady picked up the doll, it's just picking up the doll and seeing how cute it was and fell out. And she took that baby and strolled on with that baby. So they're trying to let you know you can't even trust nothing now. Nothing. That's crazy.
It's a game Roblox that these kids are playing.
Yes.
I
don't like
Roblox.
Roblox.
To be on there, but
yeah, a 20-year-old guy just befriended somebody's 12-year-old daughter, caught an Uber over there. Yeah, picked that little. He flew in from California to whatever state.
What?
And she on social. I saw that sister. She's on social media like it ain't no big deal.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. In a car with him and ran away with him, and she's on social media.
Hold on, he got her on the airplane. Is what makes it even so sick. He picked her up in an Uber and then Ubered to the airport and flew her back to California.
What?
Oh.
See what I mean? It's too easy. It's too easy accessible, especially through these games because of the Wi-Fi. How they can have the location. They can see all of these things. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say the face recognition. All of these things that they've set up in order to do these things undercover, which is being exposed on so many levels. But it's the fact that look how easy they can get to our babies, y'all, just through a game.
And we already know this whole system has never been something that we could have we could trust. So when we were close knit as people. We would watch each other's kids because I'm telling you, I was always the neighborhood mom.
Yes.
So, they were always like, come over and pick their kids up because they know I had them. I was watching them until they get home. And they was like, girl, I don't see how you can deal with all these kids. I'm like, shoot. Ain't no big deal to me. I feed them, let them watch TV, because they be playing with my children. Yep. So I know that if you playing with my children, I'm going to take care of, of their friends,
exactly.
Because the moms would be at work. So, yeah, most definitely feed them and everything.
Yes. Because some of them children.
That was my duty as a mom, and I would want somebody to do that
for my own. Because some of them children wouldn't even have meals to go home to. I know, because I have boys. All boys, I would get a lot of that would come to my house. Some of my friends would be like, well, mom, he ain't got nothing to eat, or whatever. And whatever, taking them in, just all these different things you would have to do. Like you said, as a mother and as a neighborhood mother, like just being of service to your community in so many ways that really go unseen. Because maybe it's not done on a big scale, but you're still showing up. Just no different that Big Mama showed up. We still show up in that same way today. If you're, like you said, if you one of them real mothers, we ain't talking that other stuff, but a real mother, not that sexy red mother, but that real matriarchal mother.
Yeah. And now you gotta watch your kids spending the night because you don't know what kind of woman the man. What kind of man that woman got.
Got at the house.
That's the sad part too. Mm-hmm. That's why they be like, "Can we go?" Not if it's a man
there. No, you're right. Because so much happened even in my era of growing up. Stuff had happened where I was unaware. Like,
but isn't it new?
Huh?
I see that as something new anyhow. Like, I didn't really go spend a night places as a child. I went to grandmama's house. But I really didn't go places. And like, I remember I did have a sleepover when I was like 12 or 13. But I think the way we just so children out to get a break, freedom, and we're not taking into account the culture of place we're sending our kids to. Do be mindful of the music that their children listen to. Do they eat holistic food? Do they stay home and parent their kids? Do they fight with their spouse at home in front of kids?
Exactly.
And how many boyfriends sisters had this?
Exactly. Exactly. Because you do need to know that. You know, but our parents were different. It was they had to talk to the mama, talk to who they had to talk to adults. They want to get to know these people.
Listen, unless me and they mama hug out,
right?
You understand? And we go shopping together and do things together. My kids ain't staying over there.
I know that's right for real. We gotta be close.
No, I got to know.
We got to know you.
Right. You know who the female is.
Yes.
You know, so it would make it comfortable for us in our neighborhood because the mothers, we did do things together. We did go shop. We were each other's friend. Now we weren't in each other's face all the time, but we could go over to each other's house, talk, see what they see what they're doing. So we were comfortable with our girls going to each other's house. You see what I'm saying? Because I had three girls, so all their little friends in the neighborhood was mostly over mine. Because like I said, I was the neighborhood mom, but when they did ask to go over there, I was comfortable because I did know their moms. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it is really good to be a community when you do have young girls, because I didn't have any boys. I only have girls. So now they are grown. But, when they were small, it was very important to me to get to know their friends, parents or mothers, it was important to me.
I think that's what we have to get back to, though. I still say that. I feel we got to get back to compounding, like literally as families and living amongst one another on the same land and sharing these responsibilities. Like that's how we'll protect the pride, because that's like the lioness protects. We will protect our pride better in that way instead of us always being singly over here and single over there and dear and this couple over here. But if we came together and we were really able to commune,
I'm about community.
Yes, me too.
Community building. It's okay that you want to have some space and time to yourself, but as a community, especially with children, it's really important for these mothers to get together and just especially on a higher conscious level, even helping them to eat better. Well, I really can't cook. Well, girl, I love to cook. You know what I'm saying? Like me, that's what I used to.
I love cooking.
Love to cook. I mean, I still do, but I don't have to cook as much. But I'm like, I'm cooking dinner. Y'all want some?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Whatever it was.
Yes.
That I was cooking, and I would share it with everybody.
Yes, that's me right there. That's what I'm on. That's exactly what I'm on. Like I will be the big mama I'm older. I'm not having no more children, but I'll be the big mama of the community. And you right, sis, we can cook, we can take care of the babies. Y'all gonna do what y'all gotta do.
I love children. So,
me too. I'm like, let's go.
My grandbabies, what I'm saying, they have their friends over, but like I told my daughter, I said, when you have their friends over, it's very important for you to get to know their mothers, because that's how I had to do y'all. And so, that's what they do. They get to know these mamas before they let these kids come over, because you don't know what's going on with these kids.
Yep.
You can't have these kids yelling, saying stuff that ain't true. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what trauma these children. It's sad that it has to be like that, but that's because of the healing community is not there.
Yes.
So
the healing community is not there. I could care how much they try to make it seem like they is conscious. They ain't helping heal nothing. Nothing at all. Let me be the one. Honey. They're not healing nothing. And that's bad. And we're about to be called to the forefront of that. What you say, Sister Shonda? My apologies. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just said all the conscious community did was start a new church on the internet.
That's it. But is it really? It's not. It hasn't helped anyone become more conscious, especially not in a way of knowing thyself and able to really activate and do for thyself. That's why I say these documents are very important to who we are, because we can be as conscious as we want to be, but if we ain't activating in what we need to activate to make things happen, it's a waste. It's a waste to wrap your head. It's a waste to put a fez on. It's a waste to do any of that. Even call yourself a Moor if we ain't willing to stand on what is really for us. And with the energy moving in the way it's moving, this is call time for us. As the matriarch and as the Moabites, as showing being that example. And we need our brothers to be the protectors if they go.
And just like y'all was speaking of before, it's going to take the queens to get the kings to be the most important piece again, because we are the powerful pieces that bring forth the community, that bring forth the tribe and the nation. Without us bringing them forth and having them, they won't be there. So it's time to put that compassion back in our hearts. When it comes to these young women, because they're having these kids and they really don't want them. Yeah. A lot of them, and it's sad because that projection goes back to those children. So, and then it brings up another, kind of psychological, group of children. It's like, they're unbalanced. They're unhappy.
Yes. Unbalanced and unhappy. And we gotta bring joy back into the lives of these babies. So it is gonna take our generation. We are held accountable for this. It is gonna take our energy. As Sister Shonda always says, we're carrying this ancient energy of our ancient ancestors. And I can see it in a lot of our sisters that is coming through. Like no matter what, it's coming. And it ain't dressed up. It ain't dressed up all cute and pretty neither. It's not.
It don't look nothing like what you think it's gonna look like.
No.
Not the masses anyhow, but yes. But this big mama, that's how we save our babies, because a lot of these children, not all of these children, they're hurting. That's what they're doing. They're hurting, and they don't know how to stand. They to mothers that don't even want them. These women just want passionate, bump in the private part. And then the result is, I got a prize. The man whose life I want to wreck, and I want to surprise every other woman that thinks he belongs. She the one and the two. Let me one baby mama now. And these babies, can you imagine what kind of star you're programming? You listening to all this trash music, you arguing with the baby daddy, you telling him F him, and he's saying F you. Like, these babies are born into pain bodies.
Yeah, they are.
They don't stand a chance.
They are. You're so right. And with them not understanding that it's being passed on, like you said, through the energy that they're given, whether it's the music, their thoughts, the way they're speaking out, like whatever they're projecting out into that. Because I know my sons deal with that a lot. And I just be going, these women are really angry. Like, what are you? You're angry for someone that really wants to be a part of their child's life, that really wants to be that, but you're being so defensive, like pushing them away to the point to where they'll just say, I hear my son say, oh, well, I guess I'll just go have another baby. They shouldn't be saying that. I'm like in my head going, huh? But that's yours. What you mean? Just forget it. I'll just go have another baby. That's not the way we roll around here. It makes me feel some kind of way because it's like, wow, that's my grandchild. And I can't just think, oh, just never mind. But just like you said, sis, these women out here really don't want these children. They want to get babies from these little boys for what I don't even know what it's for, really. I don't know if it's because they're trying to come up or what. Because one of them's told my son, I just need you to pay me child support and I don't want you to have nothing else to do with them. I said, oh, wow, really? That's it? But where'd you get it from? You had to get it from your mother. It had to, your example in front of you that had to be the example you seen. Because that don't make no sense. And your mother is a single mother of 7. So why would you want to repeat the process? And at one time, my son said, you're going to end up like your mom. And she got upset. But in our reality, look what you're doing.
And you know what, it's sad, but it is like a cycle, because when I I look back at my grandmother, right? She had 3 kids. She had 3 children. She had one girl and 2 boys. And then my mom, she had 2 girls and a boy. And then I had three three girls. So it's like these threes just keep on happening. But it's almost like it's genetically, it's something that always is stuck into the genetics of the children. And so I think that a lot of people bypass that part, where you have to remember that when these women are pregnant, and the women have to remember when they're pregnant, you can pass whatever's going on with you, or whatever cycles that you got going on with you, down to the next generation, and you don't even know that that's what you're doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's important for us to be conscious of it now, so to make a difference.
And we got to realize too, even through the brothers, through the fathers, through these brothers, also, your energy is also being felt through that baby. So don't think just because she's the only one carrying, still your energy is being felt through that child also. Whatever you got going on, whether you over there thinking about buying a switch, as he said, doing whatever you about to go do, you giving that energy to that child also. So it's not just
what is your thought about the mother while you're inside of her body creating that child? That matters too. We ain't creating babies out of love.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They just doing it to do it.
And then they wonder why the babies, sometimes they come out and they really, really disturbed. They cry like somebody's screaming about to kill them. Yeah. And they're like, what's wrong? What's wrong with that baby? Well, it might be the daddy. The daddy has a lot of anger. Mom might have you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So the way that we feel inside is important. Yeah. So just kind of logging these things down and getting, the next generation of young women and men ready for this, because I think that's it too, sis. Both of you guys. I'm thinking that maybe there needs to be a pamphlet. Do you understand what I'm saying? There needs to be a pamphlet on, look, if you're going to be out there, look, this is what's going to happen. This is what could happen. Okay? And if you're going to be out here having children, this should be your mindset. And then give them a reason why it should be their mindset and what the outcome could be in a good way if you follow these things. You see, if you put some structure into your whole being. And they don't have that. I had to learn about, of course, my grandparents, they raised me. And they did a good job, but they didn't sit me down and teach me what I felt like I should have been taught by somebody grown. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that by myself. I had to go through my trials and my own little tribulations to kind of figure it out, Yeah. So, yeah. But I think if we could talk and like we're doing now, and we could, give them just the eye openers, because now they're saying stuff like, yeah, well, I don't listen to none of you old bees, and y'all don't know, and y'all didn't drop the ball on us. That's why we effed up. And I'm like, what? But they're speaking of real stuff that's happening in real time with their parents.
Exactly.
So now they're looking at all of us like we're all the same. It's like, oh no, we ain't all the same, but we did have to get out here and learn,
You're right. Because there are things, that I wish I would have learned only based on my upbringing. And I think because of my religious background, that my mom she probably really didn't know. So she didn't know it to teach it to me, So certain things I did have to learn as I got older. And I was like, dang, I really wish someone was around to teach me that. Because I could see sometimes how certain women move, and they'd be like, oh, my grandmama taught me to be like that. And I'd be like, dang, my grandma was at home cooking meals and taking care of the grandchildren. She wasn't doing no stuff like that. She wasn't trying to get over on no man. So I didn't have that example to see how of that, because my grandmother was always single, just raising us. My mom, I had a stepdad, but it was still like, I didn't get to see, like what some people say, my granddaddy had children around the corner, and I didn't see that. I ain't see that. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother was a grandma that stayed at home and took care of all of us with need be. So
And I think in our parents' generation, things were done so much off your word being bond and the merit of who a person is that they didn't even know how to teach us how to vet a husband or for a husband to vet a wife. They just told you're supposed to get married and don't have kids till you marry. Well, what does that look like? And then what did that look like for our generation? Because by the time our generation reached the quote unquote dating or courting or vetting stages, our mentalities were so messed up that we weren't seeking marriage anymore. Not by the past. Some of us were, and so we are the baby daddy generation. This ain't nothing. Now, of course, it existed before us, but not where it's acceptable. It's proclaimed. It's sought after. You know.
Yes.
And yeah, and so we got to reel women back from that and realize genius. That's very closely related to the word genes.
That's
so
right.
my DNA programs the baby. This is Vedic medicine.
See, that's what I'm saying. So you don't even know you programming that baby in there in that womb, you know.
You are.
And generations to come too, because you know the same trauma that the mommy had, and the daughter or the son have, and then so on and so on. And we looking at it like, no, you know, no, it's all connected. It's just like you said, genetics is important.
Yes.
And it starts from what we eat to what we're talking about when we're pregnant, you know, what we're doing, just so much. And no one taught us any of this. So for us to be able to kind of come to that conclusion, now that we've been through so much, now we can get this back, you know? So that would be a wonderful thing.
Yes. Yeah, giving back. It's so very important. But I feel we have to learn how to come together in that. Reality TV, so many things have pulled sisterhood apart.
Oh my God.
Like has literally stripped us from what we used to be. Like to have friends forever and years and be like, I've been your friends for 20 years. I've been your friend. Some people be like, dang, I ain't had no friend in a long time. You know, it's sad when you can hear those things be said, because as women and we were able to commune, and when you even look back, even if they portray certain movies to be that way, we can look at Woman King, we can look at any of that and see how sisters stuck together. They was together. Like nothing can tear us apart.
My friends from first grade, you know what I'm saying? It's like we raised our kids together and all kind of stuff. So it's like, you know, not to do that now. They, you know, it ain't like that now. You know, they get into it. Oh yeah, you did this, you did that. Just like you said, this reality TV can brainwash these women and change their whole thought process just by watching it. It's almost like you know, it's a TV program, so you're going to be programmed if you're watching it and you don't have enough sense to understand that this is a show. Do not let yourself get absorbed into this show and you start trying to mimic what you see.
And even to the point where they'll get mad at you, they'll be upset with you or not talking to you. Now you built a bond with their children. Now all of a sudden they don't want their children talking to you. It's like, dang, what kind of mannerism is that? Like you never did no stuff like that. I don't never remember my mom and them being like that. If they got upset with each other, it was them upset with each other. But that had nothing to do with that being my auntie.
Thank you.
Or none of that.
You look at these reality TV shows, they got the young girls, or should I say young women, talking to their mothers all crazy. When did we ever get to talk to, I don't care how we felt. When did we ever get to talk to our mother like we crazy, like she our friend, and just cussing her out and saying all kind of crazy? When?
We never were able to do that.
Crazy. Like, and then it makes these other girls even more comfortable to do the same thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to me, I feel like it gets out of hand because, yes, the young woman might be going through something where she feels like, yeah, I just want to cuss her. No, because listen, if you cuss her out, you can better believe if you get ready to have one, it's going to cuss you out.
Right back.
Okay? Because you're carrying these traumas without trying to heal them. And see, instead of projecting those types of things on TV to us. They should be projecting the healing type of. Where's our reality healing shows?
That's right.
Can we have some reality healing shows that shows mothers and daughters and children, getting together and really supporting each other and loving each other? Where is it?
And our men too. Yes, where they don't have them but that's that identity crisis, and that Christian movement. When you read through that document, it's showing. It's like it's an identity crisis for us. We have a true identity crisis. Yes. Literally, we do.
And a self-hatred, it's like a programming of self-hatred crisis.
Yes.
Because it's been going on since for a long time, since I was young, right? Now, you don't realize you're being taught to self-hate yourself. You're just watching all this programming that's teaching you to do it subconsciously.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So the next thing you know, you little girls and stuff wearing towels on your head, swinging the towels as if it's your hair.
Yep.
That's the first sign you realizing, you're not realizing it as a child, but that's your first sign of self-hatred. Yes. And you don't even get it because you just, that's all you see on TV.
That's right.
It's people that can swing their hair and throw it, and you can't do that.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying? It's just so much programming. Then you remember when they had the doll test?
Yes.
Oh my God. That was, it was like I understood it only because I lived it.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? I lived that, being programmed with that self-hate. And when I recognized it, that's when you can snap out of it, when you recognize it.
That's so true.
But other than that, we used to be at school, and what we do, oh, shut up with your nappy head and your this and your that, and we just be talking about each other like crazy. Like we was like, oh my God. And even though we saw it as a joke and we let it go, we didn't realize we were literally programming ourselves to even self-hate ourselves even more.
Yep, that's what, and you know what? That's where school days. Remember school days with the jigaboos and the wannabes? Was that. If that didn't get us from that, really,
I don't know what would have. You got that right. That was like, I was like, wow.
Oh, and you only want to mess with somebody. Oh, you got good hair. Oh, they got good hair. Oh, I only want a boyfriend with good hair so my children can have. We were really into the self-hate real bad even then. Because I can remember that. That's what you wanted. Oh, if I mess with him, my baby's going to have good hair. What is good hair? Ain't no such thing as good hair, no.
See, now we're talking about it. We're talking about that for real stuff.
Ain't no such thing as good hair. What you mean? Who?
Right.
People with curly hair wish they had straight hair. People bald wish they had. Some that got a lot of hair wish they didn't have it all.
With that straight hair, they got issues with that hair.
Exactly.
They got to make sure that hair washed every day, because if that knot is going to tangle, mat, and crisscrossing each other, mat up and start smelling very badly.
Exactly.
So why are we sitting up here wishing we had that? No, we don't. You don't even see no woman who would ever wear a weave of a white tee. If a white tee woman gave her hair for some weave, nobody would buy that. Nobody.
No.
You see what I'm saying? So we gotta wake up to the fact of that self-love. If women want to wear wigs, that's up to you. But at the same time, remember this: with all of that, self-love is necessary.
Yes,
it's necessary. And out of all the women, all the cultural women on the planet, us women here in America, we've gotten it the most. They've literally planned on making sure that we did not love ourselves, because they knew that once we loved ourselves to the highest height, it was a wrap. Our men were going to be on the top. Our men would be running everything right now.
Yep.
So we've really it's almost been a plot against us. So now we know the plot. So now we have to hold ourselves accountable for making sure we're not deceived, we're not fooled, we're not manipulated, but we do know the tricks. And to share those tricks, and to share those deceptions with the next generation of, young women and young men.
Exactly. You're right, man. You're so right. Because they sure wouldn't. You'd be like, nope, I'm not buying that. Nah, I don't want that. I want that Brazilian. You want anything. But then it's just sad that you want anything that's still not you. Like, you still getting so much further away from who you are. Embrace it. When I was in Indianapolis, I was just there doing the Black Expo. And I've seen a lot of women with bald heads. I love seeing a sister with a bald head. It's so adorable to me. So there were these sisters there, and they were selling patches. That's how they were selling at their booth. Patches on the, jackets and sweatshirts. They had this big old patch of this sister, just bald head with earrings. It was the dopest thing, and I'm just like, man, I love when we can just embrace ourselves, embrace for who we are, and without any I mean, man, no excuses at all. And these were older women, and I was just like looking at them like, wow, I love it.
See, and then when we get older, it's different. We see things differently. It's like, okay, forget this. Who am I? Like, now that I'm getting old, I don't look older.
Yes.
But I am getting older, right? In the numbers, okay. But I take care of myself, so I look younger. But this is what I noticed about myself. I'm realizing that it's not about how I felt back then. I've been celibate for like 6 years. This is the best time listen. This 6 years been the best time of my life. Because I never gave myself that experience. I always felt like I had to be married or in a relationship. Always taking care of children. You know what I'm saying? But I said, hey, my children are grown now, so it's like love, it's time for you. It's time for self-love now.
That's right.
It's time for you to love you now. You've engaged so much love to everybody else. When is it going to be your turn? And when I gave myself this turn, and not saying that, hey, I don't want a man, because that's not an option yet. But it's just the man that I do get, which can be, an older man, a little younger than me man. But he's gonna have to have his game on point because I'm not gonna tolerate nobody playing with my life right now when I already know how it feels to feel good and to be free.
Right?
So, yeah.
Sister Shonda speaks on that all the time too. It's I'll be 80. I'll be 55 in November.
And more of us choosing to be with self and self-love. That's getting more evident in the earth too. That's more of that matriarchy being restored. We realize that we don't have to expel our energy in the way that we've been taught to do it. Just
yeah, because at first
like real justified men need to rise up. We need real men.
Yes, and you're finding men now too. They're also doing the celibate thing because it's like, you know what? It's so much to give myself to some woman and then get her pregnant, and then here I am stuck with this attitude woman, and then she might try to hurt my feelings with this child, use this child against me. So now men are starting to think now too,
which is good.
Is very important.
I think it's good. They should
have been thinking in the beginning. It like I don't have any boys. And I'm not talking about us that had to learn by ourselves. I'm talking about if we have a manual, right? When we start having boys, like these girls today. These girls today having these boys, they should say, listen, this is what they should teach them. Look, don't, that right there is very important. And you just can't give that to anybody. And then start breaking down scenarios of why it is so important. And it cannot just be given to anybody. That should just be embedded in them as they grow.
That's sacred.
Because then they will become responsible with it. You see what I'm saying? And they'll save them a lot of heartache and headache. And they'll thank the mama. I promise
they will thank you. You're right. So look, I used to tell my boys, your stuff will fall off, because I really didn't know no other way, because I wasn't as spiritual as I am now. I was a mom, so it's like, man, your stuff will fall off if you put it anywhere. I didn't care what hole. I was like, I don't care what hole you choose, it'll fall off. And I'd be like, and don't be looking at no woman just because she's pretty and all that. I said, because the book can look nice on the outside, but you better open that book up and read it, because it may not be what you think it is. Like I would do my best to put that in them. My one son that is 25 didn't lose, or he gonna, Mom, why you telling my business? Didn't really lose his virginity till he was 21. Because he was like, I scared him. He's like, oh yeah, I wasn't doing none of that. Because I was like, when you find a woman, make sure that's who you want to be with. Because if you have a baby with anybody, that needs to be your wife. My 29-year-old took that to heart. Who he had a child with, he made that person his wife. I'm like, nah,
That's
like
a good
we ain't
thing.
doing it.
Yes, yes.
Well, I don't want y'all being baby daddies. I want y'all to be fathers and husbands. That's the whole purpose of this, you know. So
in today's culture, we allow and justify hyper
sexual.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like TikTok's so weird. I be choking up on words
yeah,
now.
it's all
I'm
right.
like, I be feel like they be looking for it.
Girl, they are, but it's okay. They can make one. I'm
so,
over
but
them.
you get what I was trying to say. But it's like, yeah, we justify that. Even when you see brothers pushing the polygyny agenda on social media now, it's always their justification is always based off hypersexuality and not even real credible or valid reasons why you personally want to practice this. Because you personally practice it, I don't have a problem with it. But please stop jumping on Big Mama's internet and saying that all of us got to join the thought process or we're in error against Allah or Yahweh or whatever God of their choice.
Yeah.
But it's really just it's hypersexuality in our men, and it's not normal for you just to be ready to stick yourself in anything you see with a Coke bottle shape or a pretty face. Like something is wrong with that, and we got to get our boys to understand that. I just went through a whole situation with a brother last week where he really feels like I'm supposed to care because he gets aroused when he sees me. Brother, that's a personal problem. Sounds like you need to do something about that. Right. Because what you're not going to do is think because you're sharing this information with me that I'm going to make it my job to help you deal with that, because I'm not. You need to deal with that.
That's right. And see, being raised in a colonial governing, everything around is promoted and controlled by those types of frequencies, right?
Mm-hmm.
It does cause our people to be, chasing after each other like we're pieces of meat, like some animals, right? And heat, you know what I'm saying? Versus us just being able, like, that's my mama. I came from my mama, and this woman, she's gonna have children come from her. I have to respect that. There ain't nothing for me to be, lusting after, because when I do get with her, it's because I love her, and I feel something for her, not just because I want to hump. You see what I'm saying? But the mentality and the frequencies that's being sent out is that nasty frequency. It's in our music, it's in our television programs, it's in the video. It's like, can I escape this, please? No, you can't, unless you want to turn everything off and become a hermit.
Yeah, because that's what you'll have to do. But you know what? I was watching something where the sister was saying, it was a video, and it was saying, it was like, they have us, I don't know, did you send it to me, Sister Shonda, or did I see it? But they said, I was saying they got us boxed in these boxes, like we're boxed in. And Morris, we built domes, we built domes, and we use certain materials, and things like that. So we didn't stay boxed in, but they boxed us in so much that everything in our mind, whether it's the television, the game, your phone, regardless of what it is, your attention span is specifically on that. So it's feeding those negative desires, if that's what you want to call them, or these desires that we shouldn't really be aligning with at this time, in order to raise our consciousness, if we're trying to raise our consciousness where we should be. But
Sis, did you ever see the Mickey Mouse, how they was drawing the Mickey Mouse cartoons and stuff, and how they say, you seen that, right? That right there was crazy. And your consciousness received that. Thank you, sis.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. They've been programming us since we was little like that, and we didn't get it because it was meant to hit the subconscious. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But that's why what K-Dot say in his song, and I mean it's been said before, that turn the TV off, turn the TV off. We got to turn the TV off.
Yes.
Start having real.
And I don't even watch TV no more. I get on here every now and then, but I don't watch TV no more. But I've been turned the TV off a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't watch
like
TV.
Watching the news, none of that. It's like, it's crazy.
But we, like you said, we must commune together, and I think that's why We must use it as much as they try to not allow us to say this or that. That's why we must be the ones to take it over. We gotta take it back and make media ours, because media, we're the media at this point. You know what I'm saying? At this point, all of the Asiatic folks is media. Everybody's trying to figure out what we saying, what they saying, who said what, who's doing what. But we need to use this as our way of unifying and coming together. Because the more we push that love energy and this unity, then we knock this thing out. We get rid of this system. Like Sister Shonda, your video, I sure wish I could play it. I'm gonna play it for you. I'm gonna play it for y'all. Cause she did this thing on this video today. And I wanna play it because it's what we're speaking on is, you know, so for the time, Sister Shonda, where you at? Here she comes.
The black goddess crashes the white man's economy. Yes, the black goddess crashes the white man's economy. Number one thing that is plaguing black people in America is individual thought processes. We need to gather and have collective consciousness, and that begins with the black woman. The black woman is the only being in America that has the collective ability to crash America's economy. Look, I remember when I was a little girl, my mom taught me to be feminine. She taught me not to physically fight boys, but what she did tell me is that if a boy hits me, you kick his ass in the nuts. It's time for the black women in America to kick America in the nuts. What's the nuts of America? The economy. And I'm about to tell you how and why we are the only being in this nation that can crash this motherfucker. They want to keep playing with us. We're going to start playing hard. Let's deal with the reality of consumerism in America. I think we all know that black people are huge consumers in America. And they study this stuff. They research this stuff. This article back behind me, it was talking about how black people are one of the most underserved culture in America, yet we are the big spenders. And not only are they counting the money that we already spend, they're looking forward to by 2030 of our spending almost doubling, going from 1 trillion to 1.7 trillion dollars. I kid you not. It's a whole science behind this. See, what they know that we are huge consumers. So what they do, the top advertisers, they know that we also are the number one group watching television, playing game consoles, smartphone media consumption, social media platform consumption. So the top advertisers spend billions of dollars on media only focused on African Americans. I mean, come on, look at the trend of all commercials. It's all got this hip hopish vibe now. And that's not by accident. They're doing that on purpose because psychologically it triggers things in you, whether you like the ads or not. Advertisement, propaganda has a whole science behind it. It's the science of colors, the science of shapes, the science of numerology, they of numbers. They combine all these things into the perfect masterpiece using all these different ingredients so that it psychologically triggers you to buy. Now, that's what we're at a disadvantage with. Now, let me tell you the advantage here is that right now they also know in their research, you see on the article, this time of racial reckoning has placed a great responsibility on Hollywood and other media publishers. Hey, where my astrologers at?
So it cut the video because I don't know if that was your whole video, but it was all right. But you see what I mean? Like we could. It would take the Asiatic woman. We the ones spending the most money, whether it's on some weave, whether it's on our nails, whether it's on some red bottoms, some clothes.
And just imagine if we just said, you know what, we're going to put this in our children's fund.
Yeah, exactly.
Just all of the stuff we spend is just frivolous, just crazy stuff that just really don't mean nothing, right? It's just, it's going to collect dust, right? In the corner.
Yeah.
And we took all that money collectively and put it away for our children's fund. Do you understand me?
Exactly.
It would not only shut down the economy, but it would make sure that we could build our own economy that's going to be sufficient for our own children.
Wow.
So yes, sister, that was powerful. I love that. I love every bit of that. And yeah. So and you right, God, icy rain. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what we need. Most definitely.
Yes, we do. We need our own money and stores and banks. Sister Isha, we talk about this all the time. We need our own grocery stores. I'm so tired of walking around and all we can do is we do so much stuff, but we ain't saying, hey y'all, there's an empty grocery store over here. We need our own produce. We got our own farmers. We have everything we possibly need. The brother said everybody needs to grow their food. Well, it's a lot of people growing their food. What'd you say?
See, each time, if we look at our history, each time we've done so well in building up communities
Yes.
and really striving beautifully, but we're still under their jurisdiction. We're still under their governmental watch. So it's always easy for them to ride across the tracks, burn it and flood it. See? But once we decide to choose to really govern ourselves, that means that we have to have our own military. We have to have our own people that's going to be having our back, our own allies, you see. And technology is so advanced right now. If you're going to use technology, use it to sustain and clean up what has been messed up.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, those things will have to take place before we would make such a big move again. You really have to move out. So now people are saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a native." We're going back to the Cherokees is invite. Look, anytime somebody is connected to this thing, that's what I'm saying. Still connected to this. You know what? This G. Guess what? You don't. These tribes don't have full sovereignty. Because they're connected to, guess who? The other fiction.
Yes.
People are so hungry to start joining the other side of the fictional story. No, now this is your time to claim who you are. You know what I'm saying? Aboriginal, American Moor. Okay? Know who you are. All right? And know that this is your land.
Islam, definitely.
Okay?
Definitely.
And that it's up to you to make the changes that you're going to make in this world, away from someone governing you like you're a kid, like you need a watchdog.
Right.
Okay? We don't need watchdogs. We're conscious enough now, especially when I'm so proud of these brothers and sisters when I hear their voices, when they're talking that knowledge, they're making it, they really study, they're hungry for knowledge. It's like, oh my God, I love it. I love how they're hungry for knowledge right now. So this also shows us that this change is here, and we just got to keep on moving.
We just keep on moving. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
And one thing I wanted to add to what Sister said is, they did. They spent the last couple of centuries destroying everything that we attempted to hold on to and establish. But right now, the reckoning is above us now. Like the reckoning that's going out, like the government that has spent these centuries destroying us itself is deconstructed.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so it's a hotel now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they don't even have, like, what's happening now, they can't stop the blessings that are coming out to the indigenous people, even if they wanted to. Like they got their own in-house fire that they don't even know their own house. Well, they know. They think we don't know. So I don't even play on my say they're stupid. They think we don't know that their house is on fire.
Oh no.
So
you're right, sis. I'm sorry. You're right. See, what it is that they can't continue their occupation here without you. And I'm talking the real you. I'm not talking about the ones who came through Alaska before they were even a part of America. See, people are forgetting, like, the ones that we're calling natives, honey, They came from the Bering Straits. The Bering Straits was through Alaska or somewhere over that area, right? So if that's the truth, okay, then that means that America hadn't bought America hadn't bought Alaska from Russia yet. So when you did that move, you were still being owned by Russia. So how are you native here? Right. How are you a native at all? You're a migrant for one, and for two, you weren't even connected to this original land until America bought you from Russia. See, I be doing my due diligence. I'm like, oh no, this is the biggest fraud ever.
Yeah, and so that's why I was saying when it comes back, what will we do with it? Because it's coming back, as she said. You can't stop. You can't.
What we're doing right now, sis.
Yeah, you can't stop it.
Meeting other minds. How can we structure this thing? You know, how can we, as women? I always said that. Listen, this is a chess game. The men are the most important pieces. We are the most powerful pieces. Why? Because we bring forth the children for the men to make sure that they're structured and they're protected and they know what to do. You see what I'm saying? To continue to protect the nation. Okay? But if we both have been under a mental trap box where they've been constantly dumbing us down with their frequencies, TV programs, school programs, radio programs, internet programs. I mean, every time we news programs, every time we turn around, and now we're awakening to this ability to tap into our own frequencies. Now we got to change the narrative and be, accountable for who we are in our nation. And unite with each other with this knowledge. So we as the women have to be the teachers. Okay. We have to be the one that's governing over everything. The men are the protectors and the providers and the sustainers. We have to be the teachers because you know what? As women, we negotiate. Look, I ain't going 9 months having no child for you to send my child off to get whacked off for some stupid reason. Yeah. Sorry. The only people that should be negotiating anything around this world is women. Yeah. Because we know how valuable it is when it comes to these children. The men don't. They don't go through what we go through. So it's just like, yeah, war my assets. No, not with my child.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? We need to negotiate. You know what I'm saying? We need to be negotiators. Now, of course, our men are going to have, be ready for battle if it's necessary. You see what I'm saying? But to have our men just going out for some frivolous because this person don't want to let you have this or let you have that, you ready to take a life? That just comes to show you that we are the ones that are going to have to set things straight around the world. And I'm going to tell you right now, regardless of how these other cultural women may look at us, they value us. And once we step up to our level of that higher frequency, everybody gonna be paying attention, and they're gonna be like, yeah, they're gonna be willing to do whatever you want them to do, because now they know who you are. Yeah, you are the mother. You've always been the mother. You've always been. No one exists without you. You are the mitochondrial mother.
That's fact.
Everybody holds your DNA.
Yeah, that's fact.
And as women, we also have the power to establish. I see the brother said we need our own money system, and I do agree with that. But also, it's broader and more powerful than money. We need bartering back.
Yes.
We need bartering back because as sisters, if Sister Tay is growing tomatoes, and Sister Kimmy is growing apples, and Sister Shonda is growing bell peppers, and that's our money. Because individually, nobody just want to eat tomatoes or bell peppers by themselves. But let me trade some of my tomatoes for your bell peppers. You know,
right? Or some of my work that I can do that you can't do. Like I can be the one making earrings and all jewelry and stuff. And we have plenty of sisters doing that, which we love jewelry, and then another sister she make clothes. You know. Just like sister, it's about bartering with each other. And if we did have a money system, we would want it back by gold. Because let me tell you, this world is changing right now. Africa is taking it, and you know what, back. And they're ready to stand like businessmen to make sure that they're handling their own natural resources coming from their grounds. And now the Europeans have to go because they're tired of the colonial standard that they have projected up on these people's minds for so long. They like, oh no, look. You know, like Burkina Faso, you know, with Ibrahim Traore. I mean, they're really saying, hey, no, we can do this. Just sit back and watch what we do versus what you were doing when you were here robbing us. Now we're stepping up to the plate. And so guess what? Now our brothers over here got to do the same thing. And us sisters have to do the same thing to back our brothers. And then guess what? Just like the sister said, we're the ones that'll shake this economy because anytime you're participating in an economy or a situation where you're not benefiting at the top, then you're supporting your own demise.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So we do have to pull back and say, hey, hold up for a second. This ain't benefit me. This ain't benefit my children and this is taking my children to $1 trillion deficit every time I spend one of these. Mm-hmm. Oh no, I can't play that game. So now we start investing in gold and we start bartering and we start, because then you got BRICS too, right? Now look at all these countries, Russia and all these other countries that's trying to go gold and have their currency backed by gold. Where is that going to lead the fiat people? Okay.
But that's already being done here too. It's just not being, people just aren't aware of it, but it's already been done. We've been telling, if anything, if you've been listening, you follow the money. If you pay attention, instead of us paying attention just when it's popular to pay attention. But we should have always been following it, and we could see that it's already flipped over. In all reality, it has already flipped. Now, ain't no fiat. It really ain't worth nothing.
Missed it, but during the shutdown that we had, the whole world flipped. That was a whole rule to get us distracted while they reset a whole or attempted to reestablish the democracy, the democratic way, the leftist way. And I'm not talking about politics, but I am talking about politics because a certain way was established to keep us distracted and to keep accepting crumbs. But when the whole world paused and shut down, the money system reset then.
All right.
The healthcare system, the education system, everything reset then. Children by the masses are no longer going to their buildings anymore. They're at home being homeschooled now because it's mandated.
Not because homeschooling hers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
ma'am. The medical system. Like how that stuff changed, and it's like, and it didn't necessarily change for the better, but it's the restructuring of it. So I love it. And women, we spend so much money on bull crap that we're negating the nature still. Like I'll power with all the sisters everywhere going viral for their makeup tutorials and such. No hating. But can we do something other than look cute? Like we're beautiful already. We were beautiful coming out the womb. We beautiful naturally. We beautiful with the stuff put on. But what real skills do we have? Putting on makeup was the last thing my mama taught me. I knew how to.
Exactly. I had to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. They were teaching me my skills. My mama was worried about if I could find some chicken or not. My grandma was worried about if I recognized this weed growing in her garden. Like,
although how about because someone said this the other day, the first thing we had to learn was our phone number and our address.
Thank you.
These little children don't even be knowing where they live. You be like, where you live? I don't know.
Oh my God, I can't tell you how many phone numbers I knew like that.
I promise you, off the top of my head, I can
off of the top of my head. Address, phone numbers, but see these cell phones, they do do make you hit
They
handicapped because you start to rely on them. Yes. You know, well, I got it, but not realizing that the grid went out. Then what?
Then what?
Yeah, look at GPS. I've been forcing myself to turn off GPS lately because we've gotten so lazy with that. Like, Shonda, how was you traveling through the city? I'm from this city. Now, I did move for 7 years, but I'm 45 years old. So me leaving for 7 years shouldn't have wiped my memory of a city I was in for 30 years.
Thank you. And that's me, too. It's like when I first came here, and I came here, 1999? I knew everywhere. You know how I knew? Because I was getting lost. Right. Going around the circle, you know what I'm saying? Say, wait a minute, this look like I just came
from over here on 285, right?
Like, and we don't even know navigation anymore. Like I have a map. I bought a map, a laminated map, because I'm ready for this. I got very few, but I got some essential. And I'm like, let me order this map. Because if GPS shuts down, I'm not worried about navigating to Cincinnati, but I'm worried about if I need to drive to Sister Tay or Sister Tay need to drive up here. Mm-hmm. How do we do that? Like, and then really, we need to get back as deep with it of understanding the stars. Like, even if you don't, you know how to locate Polaris, the northern star, so that you know, okay, that's true north. So now I know what you can locate true north, then you can locate east, south, and west.
That's yes. Right. Come on now. We got to get back to but those things need to be taught.
It's like you're going in the future, but at the same time common sense has to go along with the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Absolutely. We have become a lazy generation, mentally, emotionally, physically. They got so many exercises.
This is design. It's almost like, you know what? Because I know these people are getting ready to have some dynamic, intelligent kids. Mm-hmm. These kids will be talking when they come out the womb. Mm-hmm. What can we do? Oh, we can give them shots. We can cause autism.
Yes. Which, if you look at that now, oh my goodness, you can see it. I was out somewhere, and I swear every other child I seen had it. There was one lady, she had 2 sons. She was like, they're the spectrum.
We start feeding her. We start putting on the vegan veggies and all that. And it was a sister. She gave us a book with recipes and stuff. So she's got better. Because let me tell you, my baby wouldn't talk. My baby talk now. She just came up with an idea for her little T-shirt line. You hear me?
How old is she?
Lyric is 10 now.
Okay.
And so it's almost like, girl, even though they did the autism thing to them, they're still intelligent. It's like you can't defeat our. It's like no matter how they try to defeat our babies, they can't.
They can't get them.
So you even have some of these autism children of our culture, so they're still geniuses. Oh yeah. They still may be a little slow, in their response. But
they knew what type of
geniuses. Like it's awesome.
They knew what type of children. Like they followed the science. We got away from the science.
Come on.
They stole our science and then used it against us. So they know exactly what type of star babies coming into this universe. Like they knew with us. So they knew these gifted kids were coming, and that's why these babies are in so much pain. Because they're really very gifted and they don't understand this retarded world they've been brought into. Like a sister I used to communicate with, her son had got into some trouble with the police and he was running from the police. Now that was a whole other story. This is what blew me away. To get away from the police, this boy scaled a wall. It was the most scariest, amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Because some people caught it on video and she sent me the video. Forget the crime. I'm amazed at his supernatural ability. Like he was Spider-Man. It was not a wall that you could. I don't even know how to describe it. It was a wall. It was a building. There were no ledges or anything for this brother to step on. He scaled the wall. They down on the ground begging him to come down. But these babies are supernatural.
I'm trying to tell you. And they keep coming. And that's why it's very important for us to get a hold to these young I know they think we dropped the ball on them. That's why when I'm talking to them, I let them know that look, I understand your side. I understand your side, but I want the best for you. So just yes or no. Tell me, would this be the best for you? Yes or no. See, because if you don't give them the choice to decide yes or no versus just telling them, it's
Right.
register. They register it different. It's like, why is she trying to tell me what to do? What's your life looking? You see what I'm saying? What you doing and how your life and what and where you know what I'm saying? Versus when you do that to them, that's how they come back at you. But when you say, what you think would be the best for your life, this or this, or don't you think that this would be better? Yes or no? You know what I'm saying? But you always got to let them have the choice because it helps them not only to think for themselves, but to say, hey, you know what, that would be better for me. You know what I'm saying? That would be something that I should change in my life because I want to change it, not because nobody else want to change it. Because I'm telling you, this new generation, they something else. They to me, they awesome, but what the media and all these frequencies is trying to do is take them the other way. So we got to grab them with conversations like this.
Yeah, our identity is their biggest threat. Is the biggest threat to these other nationalities. It's our identity. Us actually realizing who we are, standing on who we are, standing on these things that are already set here for us, really activating them, not just saying, well, this person did this, because no, honestly, in all reality, nobody did nothing to us. We did it to ourselves because we haven't been staying the course. We haven't been handling our business as a people. We've been expecting everyone else to handle our business for us. But now, when we know that this information is here and it's been here forever, this stuff has been here forever, forever, and it's right in our face. The prophet did bring it so that we could know, but we also need to go back and see, because to me, when he gave it in his word, it was to help us understand the way they've been wording things, to keep the veil over our eyes for so long. So no longer is that happening because of the energy that's moving in. Sister Shonda, I want you to kind of explain these alignments, which you were talking about, and how you were saying that one of these planets is governing, did you say exchange of power? You were like breaking down the energies that they're pushing and exuding. I think people need to understand it, because we walked away from the cosmology and astrology and everything that our ancestors did, because I know mine did. They was all into the stars and the way things were aligned and told the time by the sun and da 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 da. So, Sister Shonda, I want you to kind of go into what you were explaining on these different energies and the way they're moving, so we know how to move with them, because we're going to be challenged a lot because of the things that are coming out. The truths are being exposed. So, in this, how do we move with these energies that are out here now? Can you go into that for me?
Yes, and I love how you put that. How do we move with the energies? Because if I'm, is setting the stage for my platform on TikTok, that's one of the things I want people to understand, that our ancestors did not use this wisdom for fortune telling, because that's not what it is. When you dive on into that, that's when you get into these texts and they telling us to stay away from divination and stuff like that, because our ancestors understood astrology as cycle. They observed the cycle that were going on in the cosmos, and at this time, we have to imagine a universe where the planets were more closer to Earth, or from our perspective from Earth, we could see them a lot closer here to Earth. And so what they noticed is when these certain planets, this is where you get the mythological gods, the Roman Greek gods. Yeah, they personified them over time, but the original blueprint, when you deal with Aries being a Greek god, the reason they attributed Aries to the god of war because they know the Mars behaved a certain way. Their war kingdom, their kingdoms fell. And likewise with Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, they lightweight deified them, but not according to our understandings. On that.
Wait, it's knocking you out. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay, speak again, Sister Shonda, because it was knocking you out. You were getting muffled.
Oh, okay. So the three of the major planets, which are really the outer planets, and these only shift. They're called the generational planets. So they move like every 10 to 14 years with the three of them, which is Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune. These are slow moving planets with powerful energy. But what normally takes place in slow moving planets, the energy that these planets emit is usually slow too. Not today. Today we have Mars coming into the trine with with Neptune and Pluto specifically. So what this trine is really ushering in is a whole generational shift. Everything is about to change. Now the way that these three play their role, Neptune, we're gonna call him Trine, the god of the waters, the god of illusion. Neptune is placed in Pisces. Neptune's currently is in Aries, but its home place is Pisces. So Neptune governs spirituality. Neptune governs illusion and delusion. So it introduces illusions, but it also breaks illusions. So while Neptune is doing that, we got Pluto. Pluto is reckoner. Pluto comes to destroy with the benefit of rebirth after a new birth, not a rebirth, new birth after the destruction. So we got Neptune coming in to this trine with Pluto. So what that means, I'll allude with Mars with it. This is gonna happen really fast. Illusions are being shattered. Oh, patterns are being shattered. Oh, law systems are being shattered. Oh, religious systems. Oh, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. Whoa, everything that even us who think we, and I'm just going to paraphrase because we don't really get this aggressively, but we know a degree of truth. We're going to find out the unfoldment of the truth that we know. So to add to all these, we also have Saturn, which is the furthest planet in our solar system. Those three planets, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, those are the out planets. So Saturn is in our inner solar system, still moving slow, but still more effective in our inner solar system. Where Saturn, Chrono, time, Chrono's the old Greek god. Saturn is karmic justice. Saturn comes to decide, yeah, you wrong. Yeah, and I'm going to judge you, and I'm going to decide what punishment you're about to get. And so, again, with Mars coming into this conjunction with Saturn, whatever Saturn decides you're going to get is coming really, really fast. It's coming in hot. The other notable placements is, we already said what Mars is doing. We have Venus, the mother of virtue. Venus, that's goddess energy, that's big mama. Venus right now is transitioning Gemini. That's duality. But that duality is also just self duality. It's not, it's a perceived division. It's again the illusion of division. So Venus is moving through that energy. She's about to enter Venus Cancer, where all this destructive energy that's going on, it's a control chaos. Destruction being celebrated. That thing that no longer serves. So why indigenous people, it is going to reset us back into our original place within the cosmic consciousness, but it's actually a purification of the earth. Neptune is ushering in the water. That water. I was just taking it. I caught it back in January. I said, we about to have a time with some water. I'm like, I need it. If it's coming across the water, it needs to be a piece coming from up out the water. But the water is going to be thicker, and it's a purge. Venus moves in Cancer. Cancer is like, what's called Cancer? The mother of all Cancer is the mother of the zodiac queen. That she's the primordial waters that created everything that help everything on earth flourish. Let me say that first, everything. So Venus is the mother energy moving into Cancer, who is also the mother energy. This energy is to come into place. What Venus and Cancer is about to do is reestablish what we call now the nuclear family, the organic family. It's not like, this is why all these this conflicting energy is going on. It's mother against daughter, father and son, mother against son, women against men, men against women. Some people want to be men, some people don't. Everybody is fighting for identity right now. Everything that we have for this moment, right? It's being deconstructed so you can get to the verge you really are. And it's not about if you want it or not. It's just
It's making you go in and out again. Hold on. Dang. Okay, go again because you were cutting out again. It's like as soon as you get into it, it starts cutting you away. Go ahead.
like to play with.
Yes.
Uranus energy is like that's correct. So when Uranus come in, Uranus just understands the assignment, and even upon any resistance, Uranus is gonna bring anything to make it happen. So if you're in a relationship, you ain't in around for dear life, no matter because Uranus is gonna do whatever needs to happen. That relationship is destroyed.
Yes.
If you're supposed to be at home, running a business, but you still out there working, Uranus gonna make you lose that job. Uranus is gonna make the government fall. Uranus is gonna make everything that needs to any resistance. That's where Uranus comes to destroy resistance. So whatever these other planets trying to involve this done in their way, Uranus is gonna do it. This is the sciences people got away from because these are the 7 Elohim.
Islam.
For people, I said I'm gonna keep saying because the aim goals of the planets. When these and one thing I said to you earlier, we look at astrology from a perspective of Earth and not being and the rest of these planets just affecting Earth. No, Earth is in this song too. So just like affecting Earth is affecting Mars. They are exchanging energies like we do on the Earth, and there creates chemical reactions in the cosmos that is going to affect Earth. It affects us agriculturally. The old Neptune again. That's the water god. If you want to call it a god, again, I'm using God. I'm saying not according to what the world thinks God is. He's right.
Dang, it took you away. Dang, it keeps taking you away as soon as you get gone. Huh?
I said TikTok. I know they play too much.
Yeah, they
But,
do. You know
yeah,
they
so
do.
pretty much that's.
Dang, it's cutting you off again. Now they ain't even letting you get that now. But what she is saying, like, with these energies that are moving, with the 7 Elohims, because these are the 7 Elohims that are moving. So can't nothing stop it. I don't care, powers that be my butt. These are the powers that be. These are the powers that be. It's just that the people have been using these powers that be against us because they've been knowing how to use the energy. That's why they told us to stay away from it because they've been using it. Every celebrity, anybody of importance has either a psychic with them or a tarot reader. They got something and they knowing what's going on and how to move every day. So that's what they've been doing. The so-called powers that be that don't got no powers. As I say, if we start breaking down these documents and really looking into even what Sister Shonda's saying, if we work with these energies, ain't nobody got no control over nobody. We've been free. And we've been free and we've only been a slave to our own mental minds. We have never been slave to nobody but ourselves. In real talk. And that's the truth of the truth.
And the work with the absolutely. And to work with the energies, you just recognize them and honor them. Now, there are other cultural traditions for people to be in not discounting that because I do participate in that.
Yes.
You understand the center is can judge you, then clean. That's all you gotta do. That Uranus is coming to take away coming and Uranus coming away. Everything that no longer serves you. You yourself decide to release what no longer serves you. You already know what no longer serves you. Even though just be honest and release it and allow the whatever should no longer serve you. Whatever no longer serves you. This is not a secret to us. We know we're in a bad relationship. If we're in a job that's distracting us from our purpose, we know these things. And enough instructions too. One of these is you're supposed to listen and heed the instruction. You go scoring. Mindful of the astrology. Somebody else is like to care because your healing listen to what instructions are telling you to do and just follow.
Yes.
Islam.
Islam. The instructions are very important. That's why it's important that we understand the Elohims and really see what that is, how that relates to us. So that shows us how we should move. And with Venus being where she is, Venus being seen again. Sister Shonda, I wish you can go into the twin aspect, but it probably ain't gonna let you go into that. But with Venus being seen again, and we know today being Love Day, Friday is Venus. It represents Venus. So it's a love energy that circulates on Friday. Pushing this love energy that we push, working with that, making sure we're always speaking of love, speaking love to one another, showing up in love, I think plays a big role on Fridays. It does. I've seen the energy shift over the years that I've been in the movement and seeing how certain mores come together, but the way the energy lifts and the things that happen even through the course of like class and all of that I've seen. So I know when we raise our vibrations to the highest, we get so much accomplished. So, Sister Shonda, I know that you'll be able to put out a more clear video to where they can hear you. So I want everyone to follow her so that when she puts the video out based on what she said, because I don't know that it really gave you the full spectrum of what she was saying, but it could really let you know what's going on and now how we use this energy. No one could ever usurp anything from us again because now we know. What'd you say? Go ahead.
No, I'm wondering if you can hear me now.
I
Turn the
can.
camera.
Okay, let me see. Let's see. Are you talking? Go ahead. No, it's still doing the same thing. Huh? Okay, see.
I said I ain't gonna try.
But see, right there, you're clear. But I think it just took you out again. It keeps taking you out. Huh? So I really would love for you to do a TikTok on that though. Like do a whole video on how you broke that down. I don't know if you've already done it, but I would love for you to so we can share it and everyone can get a feel of it. So, we can come back and discuss it some more on Sunday. I hope if you're available, come back and even get back on the energy to see what's going on, even because things are changing. Like every day we're seeing stuff change by the day, by the moment, by the minute. So come Sunday, no telling what is in the energy, what's going on, what's sitting where, right? Hello, Sister Shonda. Did you hear me?
Absolutely. Islam. No, I said Islam take place. I can't believe they playing with this.
I know. It's like, oh my goodness. But Sister Kimmy, when she starts speaking, it's fine. It didn't cut her out one time. But it's like as soon as you push that. What did you say, Sister Kimmy?
I
I said I noticed that too. It's like it's always trying to kind of cut in, like
Yeah,
kind of distort.
exactly. As soon as she starts going in, I'm like, ah. And I'm telling you, the message is really strong. Like, it gives you so much. It's just, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful to where I got to give more honors to the prophet. I got to keep giving my honors to the prophets. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, thank you for this message, because it's just the unfoldment of things that are happening, and just to know that everything that he spoke, everything he left as far as instruction is coming to pass. It's unfolding into its greatness. We are going to see this.
Yeah, and it's a good thing to, you know, have things left to us and we utilize those things, especially when we know that they're going to bring a betterment, you know, to
Our people.
who we are as a people, as a grand people.
Yes. And I really feel like we'll be a, like you saying, we need in our own military and all of these things that we need. I feel the more this energy moves us, the more those things will be laid out for us already. I feel like they're being prepared for us. And we're just going to walk into these things, in a great way.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and click off here and get me something to eat. And gentlemen, have a beautiful day.
Yes, you too. Peace and love. Thank you guys for stopping by. Sister Shonda, maybe we can link back up on Sunday and hopefully we'll have a better reception.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Peace and love, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. I know. Thank y'all for joining the live. Peace and love.